mortal, seek you glory, or is it prosperity you desire? Very well. Endure your trials and prove your worth. We are the Omen, and through us, your realm will reach a new apex. Defile this world until all creation has been unwritten. Pass beneath the earth and confront untold destruction. Survive our quest and know true power. Tremble not, only the feeble will perish. One thing alone will ensure your triumph. Resolve. Now we begin the trials. For you face, O mortal, the Omen of the Ten.
Strangers from distant lands, friends of old, welcome to the Shadowverse Open, the final wildcard tournament for the world. This is the European region. I'm Sterling. That's Exodium, and we're here to bring you some great Shadowverse today.
That's right. Hopefully you guys were watching yesterday as well as the metagame was unfolding. I mean, we saw a lot of Dark Feast Bat Blood. We saw some other decks from every individual player. It was a really fun day. Today, there's a little bit more, I would say, homogenization of the metagame.
A little bit more diversification, if you will. There's some newer decks.
Yeah, there's some newer decks, but we're going to see a lot more decks along the same lines today, as opposed to everybody bringing separate second decks. The metagame may be a little bit more figured out in Europe, at least into what they want to do. So interesting day today.
That's right. So what is the wildcard tournament? Players have been playing throughout all of the seasons this year, earning points, going to LAN events, qualifying for the Contenders Cup. That's going to be played in 2 weeks in Los Angeles. All of these players are being flown out. In Pan American Europe, players are being flown out to Los Angeles for the wildcard tournament. Yesterday, Ban Ragudu earned his spot, earned his invitation by playing in the wildcard.
Yeah, with an incredible loot sword deck that we were definitely not expecting to take the tournament, but was awesome stuff. And of course, that last slot you see down there for the European side will be decided today.
That's right. And so today, one double elimination bracket earns you a trip to Los Angeles.
That's right. And it could be anyone.
It could be literally anyone. Anybody could have signed up.
That's right. Anybody in the European region that wanted to play today has a chance. As a matter of fact, we're going to see a lot of new faces today and a few faces that you've seen before.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yesterday, it was entirely new faces, almost. We saw V2. V2 came back.
Yeah. And V2 were the two people that we recognized from the past. And it's funny, along the same lines as V2 from yesterday, a familiar name of the same ilk, World Grand Prix competitor, made it up on the winner's side of the bracket.
That's
today.
right. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing the bracket here in just a little bit, so we'll get to see exactly who the competitors are. We've got Pain versus Thundy in the winners semifinals. Maya and Nivis T going at it as well. And in the bottom losers bracket, we have Shadow Shadet and Siashi. So a couple reoccurring players, a couple veterans, and a couple new players as well. This is really exciting.
That's right. I'm really excited to see Pain back, just like I was to see V2 yesterday. I think it's awesome that old World Grand Prix competitors still have what it takes to at least spike a tournament, or at least get close to. We'll see if Pain can actually bring it home today, or if one of our newer players, or Shadow Shadet, of course, a longtime competitor, you know what I mean? Would be really happy to see him in there. He's been working all year.
Absolutely. One of our finalists in the Brigade of the Sky season. So, but let's go into our next match. We have Thundy and Pain. Of course, Dark Feast is one of the more popular decks in the format, probably the most popular deck in the format. Mysteria Rune and Disdain Dragon as well.
So everybody's Disdain Dragon is different. It depends on, are you playing Prime Dragon Keeper? Are you playing, you know, what kind of ramp spells? Are you playing Roy or not? Are you playing the Servant? I didn't realize that was going to be a hotly contested card in and out of decks, but some players aren't playing Servant of Disdain, some players are. How many endgame cards are you playing? Are you playing Ozzy Dahakas and Frenzy Drakes? Are you not? Everybody's list is a little bit different, but I think Dragon is really good in the metagame, and that's the other deck I was talking about at the beginning of the show that players have decided to kind of settle on in the European region. There's a lot of Dragon today. Yeah, a lot of Dragon. And Mysteria Rune as well has kind of showed up. Let's take a look at Thundy's list. This is a deck that has been pretty good, but like with the new additions of N and I think Owen as well, coming from Omen of the 10 expansion, it just added more and more tools. And I feel like Mysteria is finally at a time where it's
tournament ready.
That's right. We actually see the full copies of Fate's Hand in here, 3 of in this deck. We saw a couple in our list yesterday.
That's right.
And it's looking really nice. Only 1 Grand Spire in this list, and I think I like the tuning down of that card. We actually talked about it yesterday where it kind of felt dead in a lot of situations. But the rest of this deck, pretty form and function. All the Mysteria cards that you can pack into one deck, and it feels pretty good so far. We'll see. It
feels great. Yeah, I like the addition. I like taking out Chain Lightning and putting in Fate's Hand, because with Anne, Mysterian Prodigy, you get that Anne Sorcery, so I don't really need Chain Lightnings to try to nuke your opponent if you have that Anne Sorcery in your hand, and so you can take it out and get some more card draw.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at Blood. Let's revisit the deck that everybody's been playing. Let's see if this list is any different. Only 1 Floros in Payne's list, so not looking to high roll with this deck. 3 Pure-Hearted Singers. He's got Scorpius and Disciple of Lust at a 3 of, so a lot more card draw, a lot less reliability on just going nuts with the deck. Just consistency, damage over time, good stuff. I like this list a lot.
I think this is a really good list. I mean, I feel like maybe 2 or 3 of Floros.
I think
feels
at
like
least
a standard
2, right? Like, you still want to heal.
Right.
But, you know, I can see, I mean, honestly, if you want to go, it's kind of weird, right? You're playing 3 Scorpius to help with, you know, self-damage and getting yourself to Floros, but maybe he just likes the card.
I guess, but there's no Demonic Ram. I mean, typically Floros is pretty much the only heal that we see in these decks.
That's true. I mean, technically, Restless Parish can get you a heal. It's a little trickier to use. You can use it with Veer or things like that, but
yeah.
I don't know. You know what? He's on the winner side of the bracket. I don't really think it matters. I mean, there's even one Blood deck, I think, in the top 8 that's not even running Valnarek at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. They're in the winner side. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. The deck is so strong that you can kind of play around with it however you want to, as long as you understand how your deck is supposed to win when you play it. Because Blood is not the easiest deck to just pick up and play. It might seem like it from what we're watching, but not ordering your spells correctly, playing against the mirror is super hard. As we saw yesterday, a lot of people just floundering. They're like, what am I supposed to be doing in the mirror here? Yeah, interesting stuff. But let's get into our first game. Both players on camera, Payne and Thundy. Again, 1,000 extra vials if you ever on one of our broadcasts are up here on broadcast and you put yourself on camera, so we love to see that.
That's right. Going into the first game of the match, we're seeing Vera versus Urias. A nice little grudge match there. Let's see what the mulligans are. Yeah.
Is that a grudge match?
Yeah, probably.
Do they hate each other?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe they're friends. I don't know.
All right, so looking at the draws here, I believe both players are just fine. They have decent curves. Neither player with the Disciple, but I think that's okay. Again, one of those cards that's really tricky in the mirror anyway.
It's very, very tricky in the mirror matchup. Don't really need it.
No.
You can just, it sort of just gives your opponent a way to self-damage themselves. If they have a removal spell or something else to trade into it.
I like the play here, though. Makes it very hard for Thundy to actually make a profitable play here, except for Scorpius. You know what? You play Scorpius, I play Scorpius. Let's have some fun.
You Scorpius, me Scorpius. We all Scorpius.
That's right. Now, being on the play with this tempo, I don't really mind Evil Eye Demon plus Disciple here, but no, not even going to go for it. Just playing a big follower here. Says, you know what? You're using your Bane early. I'm going to get out of 2-4. You can't deal 3 damage to that and get it off the board.
Yeah, Valnarek is activating next turn, so 4 defense is really, really difficult to deal with for Bloodcraft.
I like that play a lot.
That was great. Yeah, plenty of ways to deal 3 damage. Snarling Chains, Evil Eye Demon.
And Payne, if you guys remember from last year, he was one of the best aggro players that we had on the circuit, essentially. So him understanding early game with aggro decks, no surprise to me.
Okay, so now Thundy has a difficult choice. He's just going to have to probably just go for a card draw this turn. Oh, but it looks like he can get Floros.
Yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good indeed. Now, of course, there will be tempo to take down the Floros, but you got to remember, with combos like this, it's not just the Floros that's amazing about this, right? It's the fact that you get to draw up to 3 cards next turn because of the Restless Parishes, and the Floros is a nice body, but it basically just heals back all the damage you just dealt to yourself, so you get a bunch of self-damage in, you get the heal back, you get to take away some of your opponent's resources, everything about it's great. Oh, wow! Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
The answer back!
Floros for Floros. If you don't know, Invocation is a new mechanic that's been introduced in the Omen of the 10 expansion. It allows you to essentially play cards directly from your deck if you meet certain requirements. So Invocation on Floros, during your turn, if your leader has taken damage 4 separate times, takes a Floros from your deck, puts it into play.
This is ridiculous, right? So Payne didn't even need to use a gift for that, so a little bit better than Thundy's. And he still has that 3-5 roaming around.
Still has the Valnarek established. Yeah, Thundy doesn't really look like it's going to be easy for him to deal with. That Vera Evolve is nice, but probably just going to have to use that to trade into the Floros unless the Evil Eye... Yeah, okay, so he's got the Evil Eye Demon as well. But
yeah, he's got to wait till next turn for the Evil Eye. Interesting. So really wants to take out the Valnarek. Or is he...
Or just pushing for damage.
Okay. Interesting. I believe Floros is more damage. I'm not sure why that was the one left around. Interesting. And more resources used by Thundy here. But yeah, answer back Vera here. You're going to have to use this. Wait, actually, this doesn't work, right?
Well, but he still has Snarling Chain, so he can use that to get an extra 1 point of damage, and then Vera will do 2.
Right, okay. Yeah, so just enough. And Vera will survive, so this is good.
Yep.
Otherwise, Servant of Lust could have come down in Evo and taken care of the Vera as well.
Sure.
But yeah,
Servant of Lust, man. Pretty good card.
This is looking rough for Thundy here. Gonna have to find a way to come back into this game. And drawing these Disciples off the top are not where you need to be at the moment.
Certainly not. So, Evil Eye Demon, I think, can get him there.
Yeah, Evil Eye Demon will definitely wipe the board. Yep. This card is absolutely bonkers.
The mirror matchup, very nice. In any matchup,
yeah.
So very nice.
Also very nice. All right, so Pain is now in top deck mode, essentially. Needs to find something like a Dark Feast Bat to close this game out. Does have some card draw from a Pure Hearted Singer. I might just want to flood the board here. Okay, that's not bad. Valnarek's pretty good. That's at least 2 damage to 4 damage with Evo's Storm with a Razor Claw in hand. Is up to 7 damage. So Thundy has to be very careful here. He does have an Evo point and another Vera though, so that's one of the best ways to be careful.
Yep. So Pain did choose to play the Servant of Lust before he played the Pure-Hearted Singer. Little things there. So, and he drew into a Valnarek. You know, there was no way to activate it that turn anyway, but still, drawing cards before your turn.
Well, if he had 7 points of damage taken, could have Pure-Hearted into the Valnarek and just played it immediately and saved that Evo point.
Could have, yeah.
So, yeah, card draw first. Always first if you're going to plan on playing it. Okay, looks like Thundy actually making the same thing. I think Vera was going to be the play, regardless. It's the best play to make right now. Going into turn 7 for Pain.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, and
he even comes into the bat. Oh, man.
But Valnarek to take care of the Vera. Very good here. It looks like it is active. I think bat is at 7, so definitely enough if you go face here. Just depends on how safe Pain wants to be.
Yeah, do you want a Snarling Chains? I think you kind of need the extra damage, because it's 1 damage to Thundy, and then...
I don't think you need the extra damage. I think it's just you need to be safe, right? You can't leave any extra damage on the field.
Right, yeah.
You don't want your opposing Dark Feast Bat to beat you up.
How do you trade or go face? It's leaving up extra damage if you go face, but...
you can trade if you play Servant. I think that's a fine play. Because that would put Dark Feast Bat up to 8. That's all you need. There's no Evo points left for Thundy. So Floros isn't going to come out, Evo, and trade into anything and go crazy. Really thinking about this one, though. I definitely don't think you Razor Claw. That seems way too dangerous to me. Yeah, there we go.
Get the 1 point of damage. Nice follower in play. Pain trying to set up for lethal next turn.
That's right. I don't know if there's anything Thundy can do about this. No Evos there. Is his Dark Feast at 12? I don't think so.
I do not think it is at 12. That might just be it.
Yeah, there's nothing to do here. Yeah, both players' Dark Feast Bats were at 7 until last turn. Pain's is up to 8 now. Thundy's on 7. So he can play it to clear 1 follower, but that's, I mean, he's got to know that doesn't feel great. It might be his only option, though. He can't really clear otherwise.
I think Thundy can hope and pray that Pain does not have a Dark Feast Bat. It's probably
at this point,
that has to be the best play.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is hope and pray.
So then you use your Dark Feast Bat at all then?
I think so. I think you would use it to kill the Valnarek. Or he's just taking the chance that... Wait a minute. Okay. So playing very similarly. Just hoping that he doesn't... Now that opens the door for way more cards to be lethal. Another Valnarek, a Razor Claw, a lot of things off the top. But regardless, Thundy just thinking about the best way for him to win. No real outs anyway. Pain is going to take this first game.
Pain wins first game, and we're going to game 2. Bloodcraft is off the table for Pain, and we're going to see his Disdain Dragon deck.
I love it. We're going to see so much Dragon today. I'm so happy. Yeah. This is the deck that I've been playing on ladder the most. Not necessarily any of their lists. They're all different. We all have our own
Oh
lists.
yeah, oh yeah. Every player today essentially. I mean, there's PDK. There's just typical disdain with Storm, Ozzy Hawkins at the end.
Yep, servants, no servants, all that stuff. A lot of different techs, a lot of different choices. Dragon, I feel like, is the hardest deck to nail down the right choice for because there are literally so many options.
There hasn't been enough time, right, for players to kind of. So like players are feeling out what they think is best right now.
This
but over
metagame, this weekend, do not copy your decks going into the next week because decks will rapidly change throughout the week.
Oh yes.
So make sure you guys are always innovating, always testing, making sure that you're keeping up with what players are doing so you don't get left behind.
All right, Thundy electing to stay with his Bloodcraft deck, trying to get the win there against Dragon. But as we've seen before, Dragon can take the win here.
Yeah, Dragon's not a bad choice. Keeping Roy makes me feel like Pain might be going first. Keeping a 3-drop and not just hard mulling for 2 drops. No, is going second.
Really bold choice there.
Is, yeah, very slow hand to keep against the Blood deck going second here.
Thundy did not have the Disciple there. So a little bit of tempo lost, you know, especially going first when your opponent kept Roy. So that would have been nice, but man, no 2-drop for Pain, no plays.
Keeping Roy is really suspect to me.
Yeah.
That could have opened up for a 2-drop, but now he's just going to be very much behind here. Luckily for him, Thundy doesn't have an explosive draw, just a decent one. This might be a Blood Pact over going for tempo, though. This is a hard choice, though. If you're Thundy, like, my opponent didn't play anything for the first 2 turns. I probably just want to get out onto the board.
Yep.
Generally speaking, Blood Pact is a better starter here, but just so you can save your Viras and get more options, but I like playing one out.
If you did Blood Pact, then you're kind of just playing into the later game like Dragoncraft really wants to as well.
It's true. Again, high roll potential, right? You do what Pain did last game and just double draw into Restless Parish, and then you're over the moon.
Yeah.
No.
So there is a Blood Pact. The Blood Pact played that turn.
Blood Pact seems fine. Looking for a removal spell for the Roy. Does not find one. Finds a second Floros, though.
He does find a second Floros, and he has Razor Claw, so he can use that to take out the Roy. Doesn't feel great. He has the Scorpius for the Roy.
That is true. I think he's going to use that. And now it's just a choice between Servant or Alexandrite. I think Alexandrite's a good choice to go with. Get some more card draw going. The hand still doesn't look very good.
Nope. Got to dig to those options.
That's right.
Okay, turn 4 for Pain. He's got the Apostle of Disdain. Not going to be using that just yet.
It's not the worst option here. I definitely doubt he's going to use it, but it's not a bad option. You get to trade with the Alexandrite Demon. You get to buff.
Yeah, going into the
it's
Evo
like
turn.
Valorek, you know what I mean?
Leaving a Vera on the field, going into your opponent's first Evo turn.
Come
on. No.
Now, the interesting thing is that Pain got the Dragon a Life Blade instead of the Dragon Strife Blade, so going for ramp instead of removal, again, a suspect choice to me. Now, how do you deal with multiple threats going into these early turns? Now you're just dealing with one. There's no way to really deal with multiple threats at the moment, as I can see in hand.
Yeah, I might just have to... You can evolve Roy, I guess. Get the Vera off the table.
That's what you gotta do, right? Gotta get a Strife Blade into your hand. Now, the other option was that had he gotten the Strife the first time, he could have Oracled and Strife Bladed, basically had the same turn except actually ramped. Been up to 6 next turn, opening up more plays to him, things like that. But playing a very slow game here as Dragon.
To be fair, Bloodcraft is playing pretty slow too.
Absolutely. The only thing that worries me, or would worry me if I was playing against this Blood player is that the amount of card draw that has been happening. Self-damage has been happening, the card draw has been happening. I'm very well expecting Dark Feast Bat to be in hand by now.
Oh, yes. And all 3 Floroses are in hand as well. So, I mean, Thundy can feel comfortable just to keep pushing the damage on himself, keep getting the bat up higher, knowing that the healing is going to be coming down.
Absolutely. Now, this is an unfortunate Vera. You can't use any of your self-damaging spells on the same turn as it, but still a very strong play. Very hard to deal with.
Yeah, Force the Dragon who does not clear off that Vera. Pain doesn't even have that in his hand, probably not even in his deck. I don't remember.
Yeah. The deal freeze don't deal with it. Evoing a Pure-Hearted Singer's not going to deal with it.
Gotta have to use both.
That's not so bad if he does that, yeah.
Or just taking off the Disciple, want to get rid of as much self-damage as possible.
Yeah, leaving 4 damage around doesn't feel good, though.
Nope.
I think this might have been just a little bit too sluggish here of a start for Pain in order to combat everything that's going to be happening over the next few turns here.
Restless Parish is really nice. So Thundy can attack with the Vera. Face, and then another 3 damage, so that's 7 damage.
Is he thinking about trading with the Pirated Singer? No way, right?
No way.
No way. It looked like it. He was hovering.
He was hovering it, man. That's risky business, man, just hovering like that.
Right.
All it takes is one little finger move.
One little flick of the old wrist there. All right, so what other plays do we see here? I don't mind Floros. Oh, he is thinking about it. Okay, no. Maybe the hover over just looks weird.
Just looks, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't trust the hover over.
Can't trust the hover over. We don't know this.
Yeah, maybe just Floros evolve.
I don't mind this at all. I mean, you don't even necessarily have to evolve, but I don't see a reason why not to. It's not like you're going to get an evolution that makes sense for damage here. You already have the Dark Feast back going.
Wants to playing the servant there probably means he wanted to get that extra point of damage, so I thought he might be right at 7.
Yeah, even so, you can play Restless Parish to fetch bats at the end of your opponent's turn for an extra point of damage if you need to get damage in that way. A lot of different things to do here. I don't even think it's that risky to play Restless Parish to heal, you know, if you really want to play the safest road possible.
Okay. So Thundy's Dark Beast Bat is still at 5, and he has 1 extra attack with the bat if Pain decides to clear the board.
Okay. So, but he is going to get the self-damage from the Demon-made Amulet.
That is true. That is true from the Blazing Sapphire.
That's right.
Okay, that'll put him at the exact damage total that he needs.
I like that. He's got our counter on the screen
got a
now,
counter,
folks.
man. I like it. So even if Pain clears the board, Thundy has exactly the amount of damage he needs.
I see justice through. That's it.
I never forget.
That's absolutely right. 1 from the bat, 1 from the tick down of the Sapphire. And that's game. Thundy's going to even things up here.
Blood for blood, man.
That's right. So a lot of cool tricks, you know, to learn about Bloodcraft here, right? Restless Parish isn't a one-trick pony. You never have to invocate Floros. You can just hold them all in your hand and never play one and still beat up on a dragon player.
Blazing Sapphire gives your Dark Feast Bat more damage on top of the cards. On top of the card draw as well. Not to mention the Blazing Ruby is an option as well if you want to spike some removal.
Yep, absolutely. So a lot of ways to self-damage. A lot of good ways to use all the cards in the deck. And now we're going to see if Mysteria Rune or Dragon is better.
This is gonna be interesting. Did we see a Disdain Dragon into Mysteria Rune yesterday?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah. Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting matchup.
Yep.
I want to say, as the Dragon player, that Dragon has the edge here. But there is a hard stopping point that Mysteria has. I have lost to a 13 damage and sorcery before.
Oh, yes.
So I know how that feels.
Yeah, both of these decks can go very late, and if it comes to that, and Sorcery is a great way to close out the game. Of course, so is an Ozzy Dahaka.
This draw from Pain is awesome. This is like the most beautiful start, right? Well, then your opponent gets the Mysterian Missile, and then you cry a little bit inside. Yeah. Then you're like, all right, fine, I'll just Oracle then. Yeah.
Don't have to Servant of Disdain just yet. I want to guarantee that you get some of that card draw, so Ramp, certainly a great option there.
Animated Ozzy Dahaka looks super cool.
Mysteria, this takes me back.
I like this.
We saw an animated Galmu yesterday. A couple of them.
Yeah.
It's a great animated card.
Yeah, animated Galmus are sweet. Yeah, V2 had basically his whole Dragon deck animated.
Pretty much.
So a Splendor drawn, nice removal option, and of course a buff for the Apostle of Disdain later in the game. Using it early here. Okay, just setting up for later turns. Maybe just saving up the Disciple here for a Galmu proc. Nothing wrong with that as well.
Yeah, just wants to take off as much damage as possible.
Figures, Pain's like, you know what, my hand size is pretty low. I played an Oracle, don't really have a lot going on. Want to make sure I maximize my card draw. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Mysteria, this takes me back.
Thundy's really reducing those costs of the Miranda and the hand as well. Miranda's already at 3 costs.
The missile is really staggering Pain's plans here.
Yes, it is.
It's like just the threat of the missile is like, man, I can't really make a good play with my Disdain cards yet. Now, Apostle of Disdain this turn doesn't feel too bad. You can Apostle and then play your Disciple on it and take out the Mysterian Wormist here. Draw a card. It's not too bad. Saving it for the Galmu seems really good as well.
That is a difficult choice. Yeah, this turn he can spike some damage with the Apostle of Disdain, draw a card with the Disciple, but what does that really gain him? It gains him card draw and some damage, but...
And it puts something out on the board.
Yeah. As opposed to the Galmu, I mean, yeah, next turn.
Next turn, Galmu plus an Evo point. Run into something, disciple it, clearing boards, dealing a bunch of damage to your opponent feels pretty good as well. But I think I like this play. You need to keep tempo against Mysteria. You can't really let them get extra damage in because their end game damage is staggering. Actually goes face. Interesting. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of the face play here just because it's left at a 3-4. 3-4 is very easy to take over on an Evo turn. But it is outside of Mysterian Missile.
Man, I'm going to 2-cost, evolve that, get Mysterian right in your hand. And he also has access to Mysterian Circle now, so that's a nice bit of ward. Can help against all storm damage that Dragon has.
There we go. This is a pretty rough board now. That the Disciple has been used, not a big deal. Galmu can still come down, wipe this board. Feels pretty good. I can't believe I naysayed this card even the slightest bit.
This card's great, man.
I was looking at it at first.
Oh,
this
yeah.
card's great. Yeah, ever since I've just been playing with it. It feels amazing.
You can evolve for free on turn 7 with Enhanced, and so you can reduce the cost of your Azitahakas even more
that was
without
the big
Evo
thing.
orbs.
That was the big thing that pushed it over the edge.
Oh,
for me.
yeah.
The first time I played it for 7 and I saw my Azitahaka get reduced, I'm like,
oh, wait a minute.
That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
You can get Azitahakas really cheap these days.
All of a sudden, you see your opponent play Azitahakas for 6, and you're like, wait,
yeah.
math, how?
Yeah,
wait,
stop.
what?
Stop. This isn't fair.
People's a hobby of mine.
All right, so this is looking like ramp. Yep, get to those late game stages. Get to your frenzied Drakes. Get to your Azitahakas.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. So Pain, ready to go on the train.
Pain train's coming.
That's right.
Is it, though? I mean,
we see an Azitahaka.
we do see an Azitahaka.
We see a Frenzied Drake. Frenzied Drake not huge with only one Dragoncraft card in hand.
Could be 2 on next draw, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Only 1.
This Frenzied Drake and decks with Pure Hearted Singers are rough to me. Same thing with like Moon and Sun when players used to play the Moon and Sun package with Frenzied Drake. It gets really rough.
Yeah,
because
having neutral cards, it kind of kills it.
It forces you to play your Pure Hearted Singers early, and if you don't, they can get stuck in your hand and actually just reduce your Frenzied Drake. So yeah, definitely when you build your deck like this, you have to keep those things in mind.
Bundy's setting up for a really, really potent late game here.
Yeah,
really digging for that Mysteria, trying to get more damage.
Lots of options in the hand of Fundy now. Okay,
that wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad. Okay, getting the Singer out of the hand, as we were talking about.
Okay, has access to another Dragon Strife Blade. But again, just clearing the board, not really setting up any kind of serious pressure that Mysteria is worried about.
That's true. You could go with Feline here and use the... Well, I guess you wouldn't need to use the Evo on her. It's not a huge deal. Yeah, I kind of like Roy here. Get the Blade.
Yeah, take off the Miranda.
Yeah,
take out the ward. Yeah.
That's actually the hardest thing about beating decks like even Spell Boost Runecraft or Mysteria Rune with the Dragoncraft deck is those are those random Mysterian circles that can just come into play. You know, empty board. I know the best way you can beat me right now is playing an Azitahaka after Azitahaka or Zoe or whatever list you're playing.
Yeah.
Just gonna play a 2/2 ward. Pass.
Buy some time.
Buy me some time.
Buy at least like 9 play points of your time that you have to spend.
Spell boost the cards in my hand. Okay, you played the Azitahaka and ran in. Cool. Kill your guy. Play 3 guys.
Mysteria boost.
Mysteria boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we gotta call it.
What do we gotta call this? Like M-Cola? M-boost.
M-boost?
M-boost.
I think just Mysteria boost.
That's too much, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. You can say Mysteria boost. I'm gonna say M-boost.
Okay.
That's way better.
We'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah. That's right.
See who's left standing.
Let us know in chat which way you think is better. All right. I like this. Little bunny knickknacks.
Nick.
Dude, those things are so cool.
They're so cute, man. Is he going to evolve it? No.
So
we're not that lucky, are we?
I don't think we're that lucky.
Okay.
To be quite fair, though, I do see those get evolved a lot just because they are 1/1s. Evolving 1/1s feels pretty good just to get them out of range of a lot of things. But if you guys don't know how that card works, it puts a 1/1 into play that has last words, spell boost all of the cards in your hand once. Now, that really doesn't work with most of the cards in the deck. It works with Fate's Hand, really. But it's a free 1/1 for playing cards.
Yep. And you get more 1/1s when you play Mysterian cards. Yeah.
Right. And there haven't been a lot of Mysterion cards played so far, so we're definitely not looking at a 15 damage sorcery anytime soon here.
I believe it's at 10 damage, possibly 11 with that last Mysterion card. So it's up there. We're getting there. Thundy just got to stay alive for like 2 more turns, and that'll be a lethal with hand sorcery.
Yeah, here's the issue, right? This is a do or die situation for Pain. If he doesn't draw another endgame effect right now, he's not going to have enough time to finish this game. One Ozzy Dahaka is good, but it's not enough. He needs the second big source of damage, which I believe means he needs to Disciple this turn. He needs to be able to draw into that second Ozzy Dahaka. He's not giving himself the out right now. However, he knows that there's Mysterion Right, so we'll have to deal with a potential ward coming from Thundy here.
But with the damage in hand, 8 defense on that Ozzy Dahaka, what are Thundy's options? No Evo points left.
Well, let's see. Right deals 3, so 3/3. Thought he had a Grand Spire. That's gone now.
Nope. So he can't. He can't even deal with it.
Okay. I was thinking that was just dead on arrival.
He can get some, obviously, ward with Mysterion Right, ward with Anne as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can do all of that.
That's true.
The ward from Anne costs 2. That's 6. You're at 3 left. You can do 1 Mysterion Right after that. Maybe take out, just get 3 damage on the Ozzy Dahaka or take out the Feline.
4. Yeah, I think you'd have to take out at least the Feline because you know about the White Frost Whisper. That's just an easy trade with the Feline already in play. So yeah, you probably take out the Feline. Play a ward. Maybe go face with the second. Build up for your big sorcery. Oh, there was the 5/5 with rush option. I didn't see how much it cost at the beginning of the turn.
He could have done that, taken out the Ozzy Dahaka. But I think he's still safe this turn with 2 wards, even if an Ozzy Dahaka comes down.
Is he? There's a Disdain and a White Frost. Is there a way to use them both?
I don't think so. No, the other one isn't. The other Guardian Golem isn't damaged.
We'll see. There's a top deck potential off of.
Oh, there is a top deck. Okay. So that's 1 damage. Oh, then the Whisper and then 6.
Double
okay.
Whisper.
Okay.
Double
Nice.
Whisper.
Double Whisper.
Okay.
Yep.
And Pain found a way. We were trying to catch up to it. He got it.
Wow.
Pain, very close victory there. Probably just a turn away. You can see the stress on his face.
And sorcery was up there. I mean, Thundy was going for that lethal. Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't counting on the I guess the Disdainful Rend and the other Whisper. Yeah.
I like that. So instead of playing for top decking something else, just playing under the assumption or at least the hope that removal for the Ozzy Dahaka just wasn't there. I'm not really sure with the cost if you could have done the 5/5 with Rush along with a Mysterion Right. Maybe it just wasn't there. Thundy
You could have because, yeah, Anne was low enough, and then the Rush was 2, and then you could have done another Mysterion Right, but then you would have only had 1 ward. Because
but you're staring down, yeah, but the Ozzy Dahaka's gone. That seems a lot safer to me. I'm not sure if it was an option. Either way, Pain took that one. Very close game. I like Dragon. I think it's great.
Dragon's really good.
A ton of removal. Even when you're not card drawing, that Disciple sat in hand all game.
Oh,
Never found a use for it.
Yeah.
But still just good enough. Just barely got there. I like Mysterion Rune, but it just seems in every game that we watch it, a lot slower than I see it on the ladder. On the ladder, I see people just going crazy with all their Anns and their Mirandas. On stream, just a little bit too slow.
Hey, Mysteria took a win in the wild card in SEAO.
Okay.
Sad feeder. So I mean,
okay.
Someone knows how to play it.
I'm not saying it's a bad deck. I'm just saying on our show, right? Our experience here on the show, it's been a little bit slower than most of the other decks.
Day's not over yet.
Today's not over yet. You're right.
ShadowverseOpen.com. You can find out all the information about the Contenders Cup, about everything else happening for the rest of the year for the Shadowverse Esports scene. Things are still happening. There's lots of things going on.
That's right. That's right. I mean, there's plenty of community tournaments that are going to be happening the rest of the year. Of course, from Shadowverse Open, I mean, if you want to keep track of all your favorite players and, you know, how many points they had, or even just understand how next year works, catch up on articles about things that are happening. That's a great place to go. But, yeah, I can't wait. I just want to see more games. Like, I've been saying that since yesterday morning. I just want to see more games. I don't want to stop seeing games.
The more information we can have about how these decks perform against each other in different matchups, I think that's certainly going to help fuel players' perceptions of how these decks truly perform.
Right. I mean, you can play on the ladder all you want, right? But how often do you get to see good players just duking it out with new decks of their own invention? You get to see different interactions, how they play. You just get new insight onto what you need to be doing in this format, because these are the players that took decks that they built and they're crushing people with it today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to our next match. We have Siashi versus Thundi. So Thundi just dropped down to the loser's bracket. We're going to see how he fares against Siashi's Loot Sword deck and his Dark Beast deck.
So, yeah. I don't think I'm going to naysay Swordcraft anymore. I think Swordcraft's feeling pretty good right now.
Did we see Swordcraft into Mysteria, though? That
I
seems
mean,
like it could go either. I mean,
I would say, I don't know. I'm saying Loot Sword won, Mysteria didn't yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
Mysteria won it. Let's take a look at the Loot Sword list to see exactly what this. Okay, so 3 Chromatic Duels, 3 Kuhulan, so no Rapier Master, but he is running only 1 of Usurping Spineblade. Really interesting, but 3 Servant of Usurpation, only 1 of Octress.
Well, I think, yeah, only one Octress.
So this is definitely more mid-range, less loot.
And he's got Arthur.
Still plenty of loot.
Okay, yeah, I think we should just call them all Loot Sword now, right? Because we called it Mid Sword for a season. Let's call it something different. Let's call it something different for a while. Lancer of the Tempest is in here. It looks like over the Disciple of Usurpation. So yeah, maybe a little bit less looty, but a little bit more mid sword.
A little less looty, a little more midi.
Yeah, a little more midi, but I'm still gonna call it looty because we're gonna see some loot cards.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna see some loot cards. So, thinking about how Loot Sword might fare against Mysteria Rune, Mid Sword, I mean, and Loot Sword, excuse me, can obviously gain a lot of value over time, but when you're staring down the barrel of an Ant Sorcery that's gonna deal 10, 12 damage.
I don't know. What's the barrel of an Ant Sorcery look like compared to, you know, dealing with an Arthur turn from Mysteria? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have Staff of Whirlwinds, but if you haven't played a Mysteria before then, like, are you really clearing the board?
It's difficult, yeah.
I mean, beyond that, you have to deal with things like Sky Fortress. I mean, we saw how difficult it was just to deal with 1 big follower. Imagine if there's like a multitude of big followers one after the other, like Latham is a pretty big follower at the end game as well.
Yeah.
It's got 7 defense. That's more than 6.
You can give it rush if you have Gilded Boots.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's true. Gilded Boots are sweet.
That was an interaction, and I was like, oh yeah, like Latham can have rush. You don't even have to worry about saving the Evo point for it. Okay, going into this next match, we've got Thundi versus Siashi, and we're seeing Dark Beast Mirror right off the bat.
I like this. Yeah, right off the bat. Perfect. Perfect pun. I got it.
That was good.
I got it. I didn't say anything.
That was unintended.
Pointed it out. All right, so it's fun. It's fun today. So the Bloodcraft decks that we see today, a lot more people running Alexandrite Demon. I think again that's more along the lines I was thinking with the deck. Just you need as much card draw as you can possibly get. But again, everybody's list is slightly different. You can play this list however you want to.
Yep. Absolutely. Siashi playing his Disciple of Lust into your opponents.
Either player carrying right here. And this is how it can come back to haunt you. This is exactly it. You get to trade with your opponents. You get to play your Floros on turn 2 because your opponent played the Disciple. I'm glad somebody finally got punished for exactly what I was talking about.
That is exactly what you were talking about.
Now this feels not bad, right? You can still remove the Floros.
Yes, Siashi has Evil Eye Demon, but you know.
But you just gave your opponent that free huge spike at the beginning of the game to accelerate their Dark Feast bat.
Because of that, Thundi has so much more pressure in his favor.
That's right. And now you have to answer back. You give tempo right back to Thundi.
Now Thundi has more life points, but he has more self-damage. A lot more self-damage.
That's true. Now, also in saying that, though, Thundi's draw outside of that's pretty unfortunate. He has the other 2 Floros in hand. You know what? Maybe I'm seeing the argument for maybe only running 2 Floros. 1 I wouldn't do, but yeah, maybe 3 is a little bit too much. You draw them too often.
Yeah. It's not a bad card to draw. It's just like right here in this situation, a little unfortunate with that draw
This situation feels awful.
Yeah.
Just no play after gaining that much tempo. That cannot feel good at all. That is rough. So now there's a decision to be made. Siashi can go for Alexandrite Demon to set up card draw for next turn. Can go with Valnaric plus Restless Parish just to put together that nice early game that we saw Pain use.
I like Valnaric Restless Parish. I really like that.
Yeah, Valnaric. Yeah, that card.
Can't say enough about it, man. There's a lot of cards we can't say enough about.
Yeah. I'm closing in on Valnaric being possibly the best legendary in the game right now. Well, of this expansion. Okay. In the game is a little too much.
It's a little. That's a bold claim.
Vera's pretty close as well. I'm not gonna lie. Vera's pretty good.
Oh, Flee's pretty good too.
Flee's good. That's true. Flee's good. There's a lot of good legendaries. Let's be fair.
Legendaries are great in general, but the best of the great cards, that's a difficult claim.
That is a difficult claim. That is true. All right, so I'm going to try to take this off the board. Has to use 2 removal spells for it. Gets some self-damage in, though, and again, does have multiple Floros. So this is still a game. Thundy just needs to be able to draw into his Dark Feast bats at a certain time, and this game is okay. This game is still winnable.
Alexandrite Demon, Blazing Sapphire.
Yep, seems good to me.
Get some draw, save your Evo points. It's a great pickup there when you got some tempo on turn 4, man.
Yep, not bad. I'd probably save the Restless Parish, unless you get like some God draw again off these off Blazing Parish.
Yeah, when we're in the Evo turns and Vera's are very real, then you can essentially get that self-damage for free. And the early turns, you know, just get that damage, get the Floros if you can. But when Vera's are a possibility, saving those for when you're not taking any damage and still getting damage on yourself, it's pretty nice.
So interesting here. Siashi is slowing down here, maybe thinking about Vera Evolve. I don't think it's necessary to do that this turn. Maybe thinking Restless Parish to deal, you know, maybe the heal option. Deal 4 to himself, and then heal 8 at the beginning of next turn.
Yeah. It's going to be the Vera.
Interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Vera this turn. I know that it's a really good tempo push for board, but you don't get any, you don't get to maximize your self-damage. But there is a second Vera in hand. There's plenty of Evo points, so maybe getting into the tempo is a really strong player, especially if you know Thundy doesn't have a lot of things going on.
Yep. So yeah, she's going to be drawing 2 cards next turn as well. So Floros Evolve, trading in that Vera. I think that's Thundy's only option aside from Scorpius.
Yeah. That's absolutely correct. And it's not a bad one to boot. And we'll destroy the Vera right off in 1 attack. And of course, be this Lightning Rod to be destroyed, and of course heal you back to full. Oh yeah, all good things.
So Shiashi can certainly clear the board just by trading in, and then he's got an interesting choice to go for as much draw as he possibly can. Okay, comes into some Servant and another Disciple there.
Probably looking for some more straight-up removal to possibly keep the Evil Eye Demon, but might use the Evil Eye Demon here now, yep. And then this is always tricky to me in the mirror. I'm still not sure what's correct, Evo in the face or not. I think not, just because your Evo targets are just so good in the deck.
Yep.
But of course, when you have tempo, you want to be aggressive. It's the feeling that you get playing an aggro deck that, okay, I've got board, I'm just going to Evo here, go face. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
No Evo from Thundy there. I thought for sure Vera Evolve into the Disciple would have been it, but...
Doesn't mind taking the damage. Wants better use out of that Vera right now. Probably looking for, or hoping for, something like a Dark Pact, or a Blood Pact, rather.
Yeah.
Just looking to draw some cards, maybe get some more use out of it. Wants a bigger board. Plus, if you use your last Evo when your opponent has 2, that feels really rough. Maybe even an Evil Eye Demon. Evil Eye Demon off the top would be very good here for Thundy.
Okay, 2 play points remaining. Yep, trading in with the Disciple there.
I really like putting down the heal option here from Siashi. Get that Restless Parish down. You don't take any damage from it. You get to heal back to full next turn after taking 2 from the Sapphire.
And he can still trade into the Floros, and the Vera will be left with 1 defense.
Okay, Razor Claw is a fine option as well. Wants to be more aggressive. Actually taking out the Floros.
Wants to keep the Vera on full defense.
Okay,
and activates.
Pretty good turn.
Not bad.
Pretty good turn. A tempo push instead of playing safe. I like it. Oh.
Ooh.
Doing exactly what we were talking about here.
Yep.
Perfect draw. Can't say enough about any of the cards in this deck. Evil Eye Demon is just great. Will wipe the board even through the Vera shield, most likely. And now we're, again, game's right back on track. Either player can win this. Of course, more card economy on the side of Siashi. So closer to Dark Feast Bat.
Yep.
Dark Feast Bat is now in hand, but no easy way to clear this board.
That is true as well. So Siashi still has an Evil Orb available to him. He can Floros.
This is why I think saving Razor Claws until you know more of what's going on is a better option here. I think the heal option from Russell's Parish would have been slightly better. But still going to be able to heal for full. So definitely not hurting too bad here. Just has to use the last Evo to do it.
And now Servant of Lust, most likely. Get
Well,
another.
you're facing against a Scorpius and a
Yeah.
Bat. Maybe I just play a Scorpius here. Make it really hard for my opponent to trade. Plus build up Bat possibly, if you can attack the Scorpius.
That's true.
So both players back to full pretty much. No Evo points left for either player, but only one with the Dark Feast Bat at the moment. And I think that's kind of the trump card here. As soon as Thundy plays out his hand, Siashi knows there's no more tricks.
Yep. And Siashi is sitting on a Dark Feast Bat of his own. Just came into his Snarling Chains as well. Yeah, Siashi's kind of got this game open to him. He can take off the Vera. He can play Servant of Lust. He can Scorpius.
Yeah.
More self-damage.
Maybe just play out the hand here. I don't see anything wrong with this. You have two 1/1s. I'll play out two X2s. I've got a Dark Feast Bat.
Feeling pretty good.
Feel pretty good. We're going to need some more good draws here from Thundy. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Helps him clear the board. This basically is essentially an even game, except Siashi is up 2 cards, specifically because of Alexandrite Demon.
Back to the friend zone.
Thinking about trading.
He might have to. In case he comes into his Dark Feast, you don't want that Scorpius just going for free right into your 5/5.
It's true. I think trading's a good option. Plus, you don't get any more self-damage by allowing your opponent to run into it, or giving them more self-damage, rather.
So Siashi's bat is at 11.
That's plenty good enough to just play it down right now.
Scorpius, Dark Feast. Any kind of Dark Feast or Valnarek, maybe?
It needs to be Valnarek right here. And possibly not even good enough at this point.
Yeah.
Unless Dark Feast at 15 for Thundy, which I don't think.
Disciple of Lust will not be it.
That will not be it. And Thundy's going to go down first game here against Siashi, which is better card draw overall. And honestly, going second, extra Evo points, more Viras. I mean, very good tempo play from Siashi. Very well executed.
Oh, yeah, played out the tempo really well. Was able to have great turns to play Alexandrite into Blazing Sapphire. And yeah, just in Blood Packs were utilized really well as well. So Siashi just playing the resource game really well.
Yeah, like it a lot. Like it a lot.
So now Siashi going over to his Loot Sword mid-sword deck.
That's right. In case you guys are wondering where these players are from, Thundy is from Germany. Siashi from Russia.
From Mother Russia.
That's right.
Very nice.
What? How did that catch on? It's got to be just because it's been in so many movies and TV shows, right? Mother Russia.
Yeah. It's probably, just
Mother
Russia.
Yeah, just what it is. Yeah, I think it's just Russia, right? Yeah.
Very well.
It's funny though. I'm thinking the same thing every time I hear the word Russia. I'm like, Mother Russia.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think of every movie I've seen.
Yeah.
With, Russian bad guys. But yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so let's see if Sword can do it again. We saw Sword put the beat down to Blood yesterday. We'll see if it can carry on the old tradition. This is less Loot Sword, but more Mid Sword. But I think Mid Sword is pretty good against Blood right now as well.
I think so. I mean, sometimes a board just can't be dealt with. There's not a lot of wide board clear. There's no demonic storm in Thundy's deck.
That's true. There are Evil Eye Demons though. Evil Eye Demons can do it, but again, those require Evo points. It's very hard to keep your Evo points later into the game, like say
Evo
for
points
Arthur
are expensive.
turns.
Yeah.
Gotta use them, especially against Sword. I mean, Sword. One of the best ways to beat up Bloodcraft is just going wider than they can early. Because if they have to keep answering your board, they can't really put together their own game plan.
Yeah.
They can't stop to draw cards. They can't just be playing these small followers that self-damage all the time.
And when you're playing all those small followers, you're just emptying out cards in your hand even more. Meanwhile, Swordcraft is just filling up with Celias and whatevers.
Yeah, the huge difference, too, is that Swordcraft will probably never miss a follower drop, whereas Bloodcraft can definitely miss a follower drop.
Certainly.
Stop to, play your Blood Pact and, maybe draw into something.
Maybe on turn 4, you just play Alexandrite Demon, something else.
Yeah, Swordcraft's like, nope, I'm playing a 2-drop, then a 3-drop, then a 4-drop. It's not going to stop.
So Thundy just had access to Blood Pact there. Not bad getting some draw, but Siashi's going to be able to throw out his Holy Bear Knight, followed by his Lancer of the Tempest next turn, and his Waltz just getting more and more options.
It's looking like a pretty good start here from Siashi.
Yeah, Siashi's got a Zeta and an Arthur as well. Pretty good.
Uh-oh. Pure-hearted? Sad face? Or Alexandrite Demon plus
you
Disciple?
have to. I think you have to Alexandrite.
Do you get more card draw? Looks like it. Yeah, going for the cheaper option. I don't know. There's not a lot of removal in hand. I might have considered getting the Blazing Ruby here.
Yep, no Snarling Chains, no Evil Eye Demon.
Uh-oh. I'm scared for blood. I don't know why I'm scared for blood. Down with blood.
Down with blood, man.
Down with the institution.
Bring the man down.
That's right. No Disciple, though. Interesting. Keeping it in hand. Not trying to play more out to the board here. This can get swept away by a Lancer. I think Lancer's probably a decent option here. I think Vulse is an okay option as well.
Which is good. Yeah, if he's going face, probably the Lancer. Taking off Thundy's only threat on board. Well, I mean, he could Vulse and get Holy Spellbomb.
Yeah, I think I like Lancer here. The big choice here is the fact that Thundy's going first, has plenty of 2-cost removal spells, and then could just jam face with the Alexandrite Demon. Then you just allowed, you know, upwards of 3 damage on a turn. Why are you doing that when you don't have to? Sword doesn't have a lot of healing. What it does have is a lot of good defense against this early blood game. So try to keep yourself at a high defense total. You don't have to worry about blood's endgame.
Very good point.
Seems you know, easy enough as far as the thought process, but in practice, it's very hard to keep yourself at a high defense total against blood.
Yes, it is.
All right, here we go. Just like we were talking about, very middling start here from Thundy, at least as far as playing to the board. Siashi, no problems playing to the board just yet.
Now coming into turn 4 for Siashi, maybe gets Frontline Cavalier. Nope, does not find it.
It's okay. I think Vulse is perfectly fine here. Get rid of the Bane. Push face.
Get that nice removal spell from the Vulse. Evolve from face, getting as much damage as possible. There's blood in the water, Exodium.
That's right. Putting blood to the test. Saying, you know what? If I put you low really fast, too, you can't even use most of the cards in your deck.
Siashi still has a few turns to do it. Dragon Knights is in hand as well as the Apostle of Usurpation.
Apostle of Usurpation is busted against blood.
Great freaking card, man.
It's a great card.
Oh, yeah.
That card, if you're not playing any other loot cards in your deck, just fine.
You can ping for as many damage as you want with the loot cards in your hand. All the damage.
All the damage.
Thundy has to raise Reclaw here, bring himself down to 10. There's no Vengeance cards in the deck. I mean, what is this?
That's right. There's also another 2 damage happening once that Sapphire pops.
Yeah. I love setting up, getting the win with a Blazing Sapphire lethal. Bringing your opponent down to 2 and then, like, just end your turn.
Not bad.
It's pretty good.
Thundy playing very, very weird options to me. This is very strange.
Oh, but it's his Floros is going to fill up the board. I think a crucial misstep there.
I think, yeah. He didn't count correctly. We saw this happen yesterday once. Honestly, you have to start going for some defensive plays here. I was thinking maybe even Floros Evolve this turn, Restless Perish for the heal, but none of the defensive options coming down. As a matter of fact, the opposite of defensive plays.
The most aggressive option was damaging yourself,
and damaging yourself.
Man.
This can't feel good.
What can Thundy do? And I think this might...
It's not good enough. There's no way to actually clear the 4/4 now.
Yeah.
He was really hoping that the Floros was going to pop out there and just miscounted by 1. Again, very difficult deck to play, incorporating your board space as well. This game's just over.
This game's over, yeah. Dragon Knights in hand for Storm. Siashi going 2-0. Thundy making a crucial misstep and goes home.
You hate to see that.
Oh, man.
You hate to see it.
Yep.
Well, I said down with the institution. I didn't mean it that way. The institution wasn't supposed to, you know, have the foundation break out from under it and fall over and collapse. It was supposed to get bulldozed. You know?
Very well played, Thundy. You made it all the way here today in the top 6. Thank you for playing.
Yep, thank you for the wave. Goodbye to you, sir. You know, it's something that we've seen other players do. This is I mean, it's the beginning of the expansion. You're not used to playing with the card fully yet. It's a hard card to play with anyway.
And it's first time playing, more or less your first time playing on the Shadowverse Open broadcast. Like there's nerves going around. You know people are looking at you. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
That's right. So make sure you guys aren't bashing him in the chat. Make sure you guys are giving him kind words and support. He made it all the way here, and he played in the tournament today, and he did really well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we're moving right along. Swordcraft's looking really good, man.
Swordcraft's looking pretty good. I'm gonna have to play some Swordcraft this season.
Seriously, man.
I'm not happy about it.
That's what it is.
It's what it is.
What do you want me to say?
I think now that I've seen how the decks play out, I really like the loot versions of it. However, Rush seems really good in this format right now.
Rush is very good.
Rush, just in general, I mean, it's always been good, right? But when Blood is the deck that you have to face against a lot, if you don't have to take damage in the early game, right? We just saw how Lancer of the Tempest plus a ward, you know what I mean, afterwards, like more wards and Rush.
Yeah, that Holy Bear Knight just lived for the whole game.
It was just there.
Yeah.
If you can stop their early creature damage, their early follower damage to you, and they have to use their burn on your followers, things like that, they're not really getting their job done. And I really like all the options Sword has right now. Plus the loot cards can take out the Disciples. They can do a whole lot. They can give other cards Rush. They can give your cards buffs. I don't know, man. Sword seems pretty sweet right now.
Sword is good. We'll definitely see some more of Swordcraft at Cygames Esports, though. You can follow us there to check out VODs of today's matches, VODs of yesterday's matches. Everything is posted there. It's the hub of Cygames Esports on Twitter.
Absolutely. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of just good action sequences from the days.
Deck lists as well, if you want to see after the tournament, if you want to see the victor's deck list to try to, maybe do a little net decking. Nothing wrong with that. Not judging you.
Sterling. More games. Let's talk about our next match, okay? We've got our next match loaded up here pretty soon. We've got Mia versus Pain. We've got Dragon versus Dragon. We've got a Prime Dragon Keeper list versus just a normal rampy list with Frenzied Drake and other Galmuse and everything else you would expect.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how PDK fares against Disdain Dragon.
So I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of PDK right now.
Okay.
Okay. So PDK.
Tell me what it is.
What's really cool about this is it allows you to play Serpent Drake. You can play Serpent Drake anyway, but Serpent Drake feels really good in PDK, which we haven't really seen a lot of this weekend. Is the Serpent Drake. Prime Dragon Keeper alongside of Galmu just gives you so many ways on turn 7+ to clear the board, so that you can actually play just a removal game before you play your end game. You're not just hoping for an end game push and then you get stopped by a ward or something like that. Waters of the Orca we've been talking about for a couple days, just really great. And it never feels better than on something like turn 7, or not turn 7, like turn 5 or 6, but at 7 or 8 play points when you're like, Prime Dragon Keeper, Servant of Disdain, Disciple of Disdain,
Serpent Drake, another Serpent Drake, procs PDK again.
There are crazy combinations in Prime Dragon Keeper. This is the deck that I started with right after I went from Idol Puppet, as it's affectionately called now. Yeah. But there's a lot of room in this deck. But enough gushing about Prime Dragon Keeper. It's great stuff. I think the evolution of Dragon still, again, we've been talking about, it has a long way to go. I don't know if Prime Dragon Keeper is really necessary because Galmu is in the format. I think Serpent Drake's really good, but it sucks in the late game. In the early game, it's amazing. In the late game, it's fine.
So PDK with Disdain cards, I mean, when you pre-evolve the PDK, it's left with 5 defense, right?
You can just jam Disciples into it if you want to.
Yeah, you can, but then it's just more susceptible to a Rend or a Craving Splendor as well. Like, there's plenty of those removal options. It feels like it might just be too slow, like teching for PDK like that. I don't feel like it's really built against pure Disdain Dragon.
Sure. I mean, it definitely can be. Prime Dragon Keeper has always been in a good place, but everybody's playing Roy's now, so Roy is kind of like this weird card, right? So Roy is generally pretty good, but it's even better when more players are playing Dragoncraft.
Yeah, the damage doubles against the Dragoncraft follower.
Yeah, Dragon Strife Blade goes from 3 damage to 6 damage. Doesn't matter if you pre-evo against them. Yeah. They just Dragon Strife Blade it anyway. So Dragon's always going to be in an interesting place. The more Dragon that gets played, the more Roys that get played, and so on and so forth. So it kind of balances things out.
Right.
But is Prime Dragon Keeper the way to go? Is it more late game? It's always changing. If there's more Dragon in the metagame, maybe you switch to Canyon of the Dragons, Frenzied Drake, like maybe Zoe's come back.
Maybe Zoe's come back. I mean, Zoe, I like Zoe a lot. I know, like, Azutahaka is just easier. Like, yeah, you just draw and you can play it. But with Zoe, that resistance to damage against Bloodcraft, against Mysteria Runecraft, against the Mirror matchup, that can just win games right off the bat.
It can. And it's interesting to me, there's no Zoes in that Prime Dragon Keeper list that we just saw. There aren't any Zoes, and there aren't any, I don't believe I saw Apostle of Disdain in there with Craving Splendor. So the only end game is Prime Dragon Keeper damage, Galmu damage, and Azutahaka damage.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a lot. But it turns out sometimes it's not a lot.
It sounds like a lot, but I feel like he needs every piece of that puzzle. And those are a lot of pieces to get in your hand and not a lot of card draw.
That's right. So we're going to take a look here at the opening mulligans here. Dragon into Dragon first.
Nice, yeah, the match we were talking about. I like it.
Yeah, what you're looking for here, of course, in the Dragon v Dragon matchup is always ramp first, right? Either that, or if you're on the play, you get the Servant of Disdain into the Apostle, or Servant into Disciple.
Yes.
And get to draw a bunch of cards early to get the ramp spells.
Okay, both players have the access to ramp.
Yeah, both good Dragoncraft players have their Oracle.
Great players. Yeah, both Mia does have the Disdainful Rend, so that's going to be working for him as well. Serpent Drake, he can use the Rend on the Serpent Drake in a few turns, which is pretty good.
This is awesome stuff, right? This is where you get the Dragon Oracle into Drake plus Disdainful Rending.
If Pain plays a follower, which he very well might.
He's going to play a follower.
Certainly, yeah.
Zero chance he doesn't play that Roy next turn.
Yeah. Okay. That is a consideration. I mean, it's like Airbound Barrage. You have to be able to target an ally and an enemy.
However, there's still Disciple to consider. So if you consider that, why play around it when they could have the Disciple in their hand?
Sure.
Maybe having a lag issue here.
Yeah, it could be.
I say that very spookily. Here we go. All right, game catching.
It's not Halloween yet, Exodia.
That's true.
Got a month or two.
It's soon. Okay, my birthday's right around Halloween, so I'm always in the mood.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, cool. I got a summer birthday.
Okay. Yeah, that's sad.
What?
I come from Arizona. Summers are terrible.
Oh yeah, summer.
Yeah.
I was in Arizona for 4 years. I understand.
Yeah. Summer birthdays, you're like, let's just go somewhere else.
Let's go inside. Yeah. Why leave?
I'm just celebrating my birthday inside.
Burning flames will freeze.
All right, so actually Feline this turn. And Noah
going for a little bit wider board than just playing out the Roy. I kind of like that.
I kind of like this too. This is actually playing into the Serpent Drake plan, which is pretty cool. Like, he's like, you know what? If you put together a big board, I want to be able to deal with this. And he knows he doesn't need a lot of extra ramp. Already has a second Oracle and a Roy in hand. Generally, in the Dragoncraft mirror, I know it's tempting to go for ramp if you don't have a lot with Roy, but getting the removal is just so good in this matchup because it deals that 6 damage that I don't think I would ever choose Roy on the ramp side.
Yeah.
But this is much harder to play the Drake Rend now. Matter of fact, it's not even that great of a play.
Still probably going to do it.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, it's not bad, right? You get free value from it, but just not as great as you'd want it to be, you know? And which one do you destroy? Do you destroy the ILL because you don't want ramp? Do you destroy the Feline so it can't evolve and deal the extra 1 damage? That was an interesting play Pain made. Definitely wouldn't have made that play, but I like it. I like the way it turned out.
Yeah. So this way, because Mia chose to destroy the Feline instead of the Ayala can trade into both. Feline could only trade into 1.
That's true.
So Pain can leave up the 1 with 1 defense, and then I guess either way it wasn't a huge
consideration. Maybe that was the consideration, yeah, because Feline could only trade into the 3-1. You kind of want the 3-1 to stay alive, but I don't believe Pain is going to allow either of these things to happen. He's got the White Frost in his hand, regardless.
And possibly this Drive Blade this turn, if he wants to. Do you want to use White Frost Whisper on a 3-1? Looks like he's going to do it.
That doesn't feel good. Dealing 6 outright is probably better than keeping the White Frost against Prime Dragon Keeper specifically, just because you need to be able to kill PDK the instant it comes down. But if you noticed, even though it's not a great play, the Serpent Drake plus Disdainful Rending, I mean, you're still getting so many resources out of your opponent's hand just for a little combo that you have.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this might just be Oracle Pass and set up for a Prime Dragon Keeper turn.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it at all. Your opponent didn't really do much. They haven't ramped as much as you at this point. You just have a Roy.
You're going to be on Overflow next turn.
Yeah, I just like pass here.
Okay, so if that's the case, Pain could just slam down Galmu, Evo the Roy face. That might have to be it. That's going to be a lot of pressure. I think Mia...
You definitely don't play Galmu into nothing.
Big follower, man.
I mean,
that's all you got.
It's a 5-5, but if it's not dealing any damage, again, we talked about it. Pain's endgame is very similar to Mia's, right? There's no Zoes, right? So Galmu, you need some of that damage to be hitting face. But Mia did use an Evolution Orb and the Feline that turn.
just to clear off the Roy.
I'm not a huge fan of this. Now what is Prime Dragon Keeper doing?
Yeah, there's a lot of resources spent.
You basically get to kill the Roy for free next turn.
Yeah.
Burning flames will
Queen
freeze.
coming down. This probably needs some ramp as well. Unless he wants to hold for card draw. He is. He's holding everything. Just plays the Feline. Both players playing definitely outside of what we'd normally expect.
So now, this is an interesting choice. Mia has Prime Dragon Keeper and Poseidon now, so you can play the Poseidon's Guard for the Accelerate 2, and it would activate Prime Dragon Keeper, but then you don't have Poseidon for next turn.
There are some plays I don't see, I suppose, but there's not a world where I'm playing that Prime Dragon Keeper and accelerating Poseidon when I can play Poseidon next turn.
Yeah,
no way. No way. But yeah, this turn would have been, I think, just a lot better had the Prime Dragon Keeper been kept with the Feline in hand. You could just clear the board. Now there's not a lot of options here. If you play the Prime Dragon Keeper out here just to set up for Poseidon, you know it's going to get destroyed. That's actually not a bad look, right? Because then you get the Dragon Strife Blade out before you play your Poseidon. That feels pretty good. This is rough. I'm not a big fan of Mia's hand right now.
It's not an easy choice. Might just have to throw down the PDK. Yeah, it doesn't even save it.
I wouldn't mind. Oh, wow.
Ooh, wow.
Prepare your soul.
Really?
That is a lot of resources spent that Mia doesn't have access to Poseidon now. Meanwhile, Pain has a Dragon Strife Blade just to take off the PDK right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, Galmiu can come down as well, but I think it's just a more straightforward Dragon Strife Blade with some card draw this turn, and there's not going to be many cards left for Mia. Now, the one benefit that Mia does have with this play is that he has Ozzy to Haka with tempo.
Be gone.
Not a lot of tempo because Galmiu's on the board, though.
Yeah, that's 3 damage on the Feline, 3 damage face. Wow.
That's playing the Poseidon there. I have no idea.
This turn could have been Poseidon Evolve. Take out the Galmiu.
Yeah. Galmiu might have not even been played yet.
Probably not.
Okay. A little light at the end of the tunnel here. Servant, you cannot hit the Galmiu with this.
Cannot.
I'm scared. I'm really scared. Oh, no!
He just goes for the draw.
I don't like that.
I don't like that one bit.
I don't like that.
You still have the Whisper, but I mean, that's your turn. You've just taken so much damage. Pain has an Ozzy Dahaka of his own.
I think this is going the wrong way for me at this moment. Now you can Evo Feline and play the Ozzy Dahaka if that's what you want to do. I think that's the strongest play for Pain to make now.
Do you Evo the Feline? It doesn't gain full stats.
It doesn't.
Oh, you can't. He can't even. He has to. He has to if he wants to play the Ozzy.
If he wants to play Ozzy Dahaka, yeah. Okay. And I think right now when you can play with tempo against a dragon opponent, that's exactly what you do. Because now your opponent has to answer your Ozzy Dahaka, and now you're in the driver's seat. If you top deck another Ozzy Dahaka, you know, they have to basically just answer you for a little while here. Yep, just deciding, you know, which face, which angle he wants to hit this Aldos at.
A lot of choices to make here, man.
Yeah.
You attack first with the left Feline, or you attack first with the Ozzy Dahaka?
That's right. Which one do you attack with first? I always dragon last, right?
Oh yeah.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Always.
I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like by just default muscle memory, I just go left to right.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I always do exacting damage as well. I never do like the flare where I'm just like hit you with everything and then my biggest follower. I hate when people do that.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
I know you do.
One of those guys.
One of those guys. Oh, you're at -7. How does that feel?
I like to show my opponent exactly how much I've beaten them by. Yeah, that's great.
All right, so at this point, what are Mia's options, right? So Galmiu is about it. I mean, you can Evo Ozzy Dahaka into the opposing Ozzy Dahaka.
Yeah.
But then you're just leaving it open to a White Frost Whisper, anything else like that. If you play Galmiu for 7, you get a damage on, well, I don't know if that even works, right?
Yeah.
It's not even enough damage. Maybe it's just Ozzy Dahaka.
I think you have to Ozzy Dahaka evolve.
And this is why playing Ozzy Dahaka with tempo in the mirror is Huge.
Huge.
Because if he didn't play Ozzy Dahaka, for instance, and played something like Let's Ramp and just a Servant of Disdain, then that opens up the door for Mia to play an Ozzy Dahaka and just go face, and then you're in the same place that Pain has Mia in right now.
Oh man.
Is this
Can't trade in.
Yep, Yami's not good enough, so Mia's gonna lose that game. I feel like, back to the drawing board. How do I play Dragon Mirrors? A lot of things need to be brushed up there, but doesn't matter. We're going to the next game. Let's see if Mia can take some games off of Blood. You have to beat it twice now.
You got to go in the mirror matchup. You got to go with your PDK list into Bloodcraft. I think Pain is going to take this 2-0, man. Just one game right now, Pain. Just steamroll this victory. And that'll be the winner's finals. He'll be going to the grand finals.
It could definitely happen, which means that Mia would be going down to the loser's bracket. Mia's been playing really well all day.
Absolutely.
Again, we cannot understate the pressure of these matches.
Yes.
Understate the pressure of these matches. This is the first time a lot of these players are on broadcast. They're playing for probably the biggest prize they've ever played for.
Yeah.
In a game.
Certainly the biggest prize I've ever played for.
Yeah. They're playing in a new set with unfamiliar cards. A lot of things riding.
Prepare for defeat. Be slaughtered.
All right, so Dragon. I actually feel pretty good with the PDK variants versus the Blood decks, as long as you're going first. If you're playing slower cards like Roy.
I don't know. I don't like PDK into this at all. I think it's going to be too fast too soon.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. I think there's enough early removal, right? You've got the Rending. You've got Servants, which are great against Blood.
That's nice.
You get to run into their 1/2s and draw cards and all that kind of business. And Serpent Drake, I love against every early deck.
Serpent Drake is
nice.
It's obviously good PDK. I run it just in my Disdain deck.
It's a good card.
I think it's a good card.
I think it's criminally underplayed right now.
Oh yeah.
I think people are like, I like my card draw. I like Pure-Hearted Singer. It's the best card in the game. But Serpent Drake is very good.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't draw you a card, but it draws you tempo. You know what I mean?
But you can use the not the Apostle, the
Disciple.
The Disciple
Yeah.
and draw a card that way.
Yeah. It's very good.
And activate the Serpent itself. Anyway. So turn 1 for Pain, Disciple of Lust. I think
Yeah.
pretty good
Definitely
right
not
there.
worried about playing Disciple of Lust and a Dragon.
No.
Yeah. Get it down. This does open the door as well. So 1 damage to face, 1 damage from the Demon, 1 damage from Perish. If we're seeing a Perish or a Gift off the top, we could be seeing a turn 2 Floros here. Pain just taking his time. These are important games. This will put him in the winners, or in the grand finals.
Yeah.
So winning this is super important right now. Take as much time as you need, Pain.
Blazing Breath is a card that a lot of the Dragoncraft decks have just kind of taken out. I mean, with Disdainful Wren, you kind of have like that 1-cost removal option,
but it's not really.
But it's not really. Yeah, you can't just spike off a 1/1 like this.
I think there are a few cards missing from Dragon players' lists, especially because of the Blood meta. I think Dragon's Breath is one of them. I think Happy Pig's another one of them.
Happy Pig is good.
I think I'm not kidding about Happy Pig, folks. I think it's actually really good right now.
Healing is very important now,
if you're
more
playing
than ever.
against Blood, yeah. What was the other card off the top of my head that I think Dragon players aren't running enough of right now? I don't know. I'll come back to it.
Poseidon?
Oh, Star Phoenix.
Oh.
Rush.
Oh,
early Rush
interesting.
that comes back and can be reused.
With PDK as well, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, production. We need some more Happy Pig in our lives.
I think we all do.
Absolutely.
I've missed you, Happy Pig.
All right, so an early start here from Pain with a lot of self-damage options. Very good. Mia on the other side of things. Nice answer back here. Has Disdainful Rending. Has board clear here. But could go for middling option. Could go for like a Pure-Hearted Singer or Roy here.
I like just installing the Roy. Getting some removal.
Allowing extra self-damage. I don't know, man. I'm a huge fan of always clearing against Blood. It's like, you still got to think of it like an aggro deck. But you think of it like a wins by 5 aggro deck. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take off every point of damage you possibly can.
Yeah, the Roy could be a little greedy. So there's a scale of greed right here in Mia's hand. You
Yes.
can play Pure-Hearted Singer, super greedy. You can play Roy, a little bit more greedy. Maybe get some nice removal spell for later. Not
I think it's a little bit less greedy because you can pull a removal spell with it. Yeah, it's like guaranteed.
Or you could just clear the whole board with trading into that and the Disdainful Rend.
Yeah, Disdainful Rend.
Super safe.
With the White Frost, Dragonute, Feline. Just do it. Just do it, me. I'm praying. Just remove this Scorpius before it haunts your dreams.
Take off the Bane. No, he's playing the Roy.
All right, Roy it is.
Okay.
All right, this now still allows Pain to top deck into something.
Oh, he hasn't played it. Okay, there it is. When he's hovering, he hasn't played it yet.
Yep. Top deck into something to get the Floros out there. See here at the top. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
comes into the Floros.
Yeah, actual just Floros. All right, so Blood Pact probably the play here. Need to see something else. Maybe a consideration for Evil Eye Demon, but at this point, I might as well just save that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Blood Pact is it.
Yeah, Blood Pact also opens up the possibility for Floros coming out, but no. Pain's going to be straightforward. Oh, that's right. Pain's only playing one Floros. That's right. That's right. So once the Floros is in hand,
that's it.
That's not an option anymore. Again, a downside to only playing one, but Pain's almost to the grand finals, so maybe you only need one.
Doesn't really need the high roll option, like you said. Ooh, Serpent Drake and Disdainful Rend.
There we go.
That feels nice. Take off that Bane. Do not want that getting any more value.
And now using that Evil Eye Demon might feel a little rough. These are the starts I love against Blood right here. Fill up the board with nasty followers that you have to remove. Like, for instance, if you don't remove these Serpent Drakes, if they have damage on them, they will keep producing copies of themselves. They do not stop.
Yep, absolutely.
Not a one-shot.
Both of them will stop. Well, the one with one defense.
Right.
Unless it's restored somehow. Oh, there is Giselle. Giselle could restore.
Giselle does it? Yeah. We
right.
saw some Giselle Genesis of Legend Dragon yesterday.
We did.
And this is the weird thing, right? You have to trade into the one with damage on it. It's like, man, the one with full defense can't do anything about it here.
Yep. Galmu cannot really.
No, Galmu doesn't do anything here.
This
I think I like Pure Hearted into the Strife Blade.
Yeah, pretty good.
Push face.
Evo face?
Yeah, Evo Ayala for sure.
Yep. Come on, Dragon Strife Blade.
I don't even mind playing, the Poseidon early, like, into a tempo play next turn on turn 6. Play, like, all 3 of your 2-drops.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
As a war, too, like protecting your Ayala that you just evolved. Well, he probably would have had to have traded it.
Maybe that's playing into Evil Eye Demon too much, though. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah, Maya's definitely thinking about that Evil Eye Demon coming into turn 5 next for Pain, where that is active.
Just saw an Evil Eye Demon used, though.
Of course, there's not one in hand, but, you know, still could be.
Plus, if you Evo the Ayala this turn, you set up for a possible next turn Galmu, which is pretty strong, into Poseidon after that. Yeah, I don't think there's a better play than Evoing Ayala here. Taking time though. Nothing wrong with this.
Gotta Evo the Ayala, man. You're running out of time.
I feel like it's just like Perseus, right? When you can Evo face or Evo aggressively with Perseus, just like Ayala, like you just take your opportunity to do so.
Especially when you're staring at the red ring of death.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ooh, Valorant's really good.
Not active quite yet, though.
Yeah, not active for the 7, but you know you'll still get the +1/1 at the end of your turn with the Snarling Chains.
Give yourself to love.
All right, here we go. I don't mind Galmu here. I don't mind filling up the board with smaller followers either. I kind of like Galmu a little bit more, though. Sets up for
pretty
Poseidon.
good.
Yeah. Ooh. Kind of like that, too. A lot of good options now.
I like Galmu. You got Galmu right into Poseidon. Galmu's going to clear the board.
Well, Galmu's actually rough now. I forgot because you get the +1 on the Omen here. Valnorek. 4 attack is actually all you need to deal with the Galmu because it damages itself down to 4.
That's true. But Feline, great option as well. Feline's always a good option.
Feline is always a good option. I'd probably play something else down here for tempo.
Servant of Disdain? Yeah, might as
probably
well.
Servant of Disdain. It's another card that you can play Galmu into and draw cards. Pretty nice.
Know that.
Okay, turn 6 for Pain. 1 turn away from Dark Feast Bad. Evil Eye Demons, really nice.
So it's a good thing that whole fill up the board plan didn't happen because Evil Eye Demon did come off the top here.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be the play.
My eye burns with scorn.
Okay,
But I think that's okay for Mia. Mia has board fill options here.
Yeah, he's got another Poseidon. He's got Waters of the Orca as well. Okay, 6 damage.
You know, one thing I have noticed about Dragoncraft, you always draw all 3 Felines. I think everybody who plays against Dragoncraft also knows this.
You generally keep Feline in your opening hand.
You definitely keep it, and you always play all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Every game.
Every game.
Every game. It just happens.
They just come in your hand, man.
They just get there. That was a nice draw, too. All right, so a lot of options here.
Yeah.
Prime Dragon Keeper with double follower Waters of the Orca. You can just lead with Poseidon here. I think it's a little bit safer to lead with Poseidon here.
Probably.
Evo this over the Evil Eye Demon.
Prepare your soul.
And then, yeah, just plenty of options here. Still have Galmu, still have Prime Dragon Keeper.
Pain doesn't have any Evo Orbs, so another Evil Eye Demon is not going to be a threat.
Dark Feast Bat doing some damage.
6.
It's enough to kill the Poseidon. That's basically all the resources Pain has now. I mean, Blood Pacting at this point is a sure death sentence.
Yeah. Against Tanazi Dahaka, yeah, we're getting in that range. Beerheart Singer is draw available to him as well. Yeah, PDK. Well,
there's a lot of good plays
there's
here.
a lot of good plays here. Okay.
I mean, PDK into Feline is probably the more straightforward option. You use one of the Poseidon's guards here to knock down the bat.
Down to 4, yeah. And it's at an even total. Pretty good.
The flames are like a god omniscient.
He decides to play this. Yep. Just like I was talking about. Trade off the bat, get the guaranteed damage on the Dark Feast bat, and then you can finish it off. Oh, no. Okay, doing it a little bit differently here.
Going for the 2
Same
damage and the
thing.
3. Pretty nice. Nice value there.
Same thing. I like this as well.
Keeps the 2 wards.
There we go. This is up to top deck Pain here. I don't know what you can top deck here.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe this position right here is why Storm, Demonic Storm was in the deck, right?
Right.
Or that we saw at least one of them yesterday.
This song's for you.
Yep, I think that's just going to be it. It's going to dig for something.
Man, PDK takes it off Dark Feast. That is not what I was expecting at all.
That's what I was expecting.
Take one to
All right.
another.
PDK's
well.
good against Blood, man.
When you're right, you're right.
Yeah. All right, anyway, going into our last game, so Mia is going to even things up and brought it back to a mirror matchup, which is honestly probably the most safe place to be right now. I couldn't even get that off get my tongue right. So I think, yeah, right now there isn't something that decidedly just beats Blood every time. Maybe Sword. Maybe Sword does.
Maybe it certainly feels like every time. It's on broadcast it has.
Yeah. But against the best deck right now, just play the best deck. Hope for the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
Best.
This can go either way. The winner will advance to the grand finals and have a chance to play one more match to earn the invitation to Los Angeles for the Contenders Cup.
That's right. Here we go. Will it be Mia? Will it be Pain?
We're going to find out. Okay, both players using Urias. I like that. Yeah.
I use Urias. He's the coolest.
Urias is cool, man.
I met the guy who cosplayed as Urias.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah. Super awesome guy.
Oh, yeah.
Super awesome. He looks just like him, too. It was pretty crazy.
Makeup is pretty incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty tall, too.
Yeah.
Urias feels like he's probably 7 feet tall, the character.
Yeah, the guy who was cosplaying him, I think, was German, which is perfect, by the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he was over 6 feet.
Okay.
He's definitely a taller guy.
Yeah.
This was official cosplay, by the way.
Official cosplay,
Official.
ladies and gentlemen.
Official. Yeah.
Super official. Nice. Nice.
All right, so Mia with an okay hand here. Not one of the better ones we've seen from Blood. Pain, going second, not a terrible draw. At least has removal for the early turns. Oh, my.
Ooh.
Oh, my.
Don't really want to see that just yet.
Yep.
Nope.
It's definitely an awkward draw. Getting a little bit better for Mia. Getting closer to being able to push for that early Floros and just more card draw with Restless Parish.
Yep, can do it on turn 3 with another draw.
I'm not a huge fan of not playing one of the Restless Parishes that turn just because there's not any guarantees of anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's it seems like a risk. I mean, you're high rolling for that next draw here to maybe get a 5-3, which is, obviously good. But, of course, Pain has the Razory Claws and the Snarling Chains, and Valnarek, of course, is really good now.
Works out, yep.
Valnarek is very good right now.
Top deck Valnarek, play this. I think this is a surefire sign to use a Restless Parish here.
Yep.
You can't wait forever.
You can't wait forever.
That was one of the traps that I fell into when I first started playing Blood. Was like, oh man, I get the Floros, haha, every time. Floros, it's the best. Turns out you can just play it like a normal deck too.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to.
You just
go for it.
hope for the good rolls when they come, and when they
Yeah.
don't, you just play
Yeah.
the normal deck, and it's really strong.
That's right. If you can do it, say in a turn, and save a Restless Parish, then do it. But if it requires you to get a random draw you're not sure of, like, just get some early card draw. It feels fine.
Sure.
Okay, tough decision here for Mia. Feeling like not sure if the play is Restless Parish plus Valnorek or something else, like maybe double Restless Parish to draw some extra cards. Maybe even
What
just playing
is
two
the
drop Restless
first
Parish.
rule of Shadowverse?
You gotta play the cards in your hand.
Play the cards in your hand. And he's got it. He's got 3-cost follower. It's going to be 2/4 follower at the start of Pain's turn.
It's true.
Think it's
Now,
gotta be it.
the cool thing about Blood is it gets to break all the rules, right? It gets to play cards out of their deck, play the cards in their hand. It gets to draw more cards out of their deck than most other decks.
Maybe
nice.
not more draw than Shadow. Well, Demon Eater's gone. Okay, so
Oh, definitely more draw than Shadow. Everybody
Okay.
has more draw than Shadow now. It's sad. It's a sad world we live in.
it's pretty sad.
Yeah, you have to Evo Andriolphus now every time. Yeah, it's a sad world.
Shadow had a lot of draw, man. Yep.
It did. It's sad that it's gone now. Yeah. It's honestly the reason why I shelved Shadow for just a little bit at the beginning of this expansion. Because there's so many decks. Uh-oh.
Oh no! It looks like we might have a disconnect from Pain. Oh, in the winners finals,
There's
and
no good way
Oh,
around
man.
this.
oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh
Why? Why, Pain? Why do you
Why?
cause us
Oh.
this pain?
Why? Why Pain? No, that is very unfortunate.
We saw that happen. Yeah, I mean, just once. It's weird. It only happened, I think, once last week.
Last season, yeah,
Or last season.
Yeah.
And once now, and hasn't happened at all year.
I know, all year. Oh,
What's
well.
going on?
Anyway, Mia advances to the grand finals, and
Well, we don't know who actually disconnected. Technically, that could be a weird screen.
That's true. Yeah, could
we
be.
don't know 100% yet.
Cool.
But it
Yeah, you're
looked
right. Good
like
call.
Payne
Good
did.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll not say anything final until we fully know.
For sure. Yeah, so we'll have the call for you in a little bit. Anyway, so we're moving just along right when our admins figure that out. But
That's right. That's right. Well, actually, since we are going to a break somewhat soon, we'll figure it out during the break and make sure we let you know when we update the bracket when we come back. So, hang tight, folks. We'll let you know what happens after that whole deal there.
But man, PDK into Dark Feast Bad. You kind of figured it out.
I think it's great. I think it's really great. I think you have early options. You have mid-game. It's just like Sword, right? You can keep off their early board. You can make sure they're mid-game. They can't fill up against you. And then you just beat them down.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not willing to trust PDK this soon. It was one game, and I was thinking about the way that the turns worked out. I was like, okay, even if this wasn't PDK, if this was just Disdain Dragon, I think Blood still would have lost. I don't think it was specifically
just Disdain
PDK.
Dragon is the way to go right now against Blood. At the very, so day one of expansion, I was really on PDK. And I think it's still good against Blood. I think now Disdain Dragon with Apostle plus Craving Splendor is a little bit stronger against Blood because now you have the option of not just taking out the early game, but if they ever go too heavy against themselves, you're just like...
But does PDK really give Dragon an edge that Disdain Dragon doesn't have?
It does
already?
give them more consistent removal.
Okay.
So when you're playing just Disdain just Disdain Dragon, Gal Muse really your only board wipe. But when you're playing PDK, you have many options to wipe their boards. Especially because when I was playing PDK Dragon, I was also playing oh man, the card name off the top of my head. 3-play.21, summon a 1/1 Dragon Whelp, last word, deal damage.
Dragon Aficionado.
Aficionado, thank you.
Got you covered.
Thank you. So yeah, Dragon Aficionado is really good against Blood too. It just helps you, play against the early boards. It's actually just a good aggro card too.
Yeah.
The other thing I like about Prime Dragon Keeper with Waters of the Orca, with Aficionado, with all the other 2-drops is you can just play like an aggro deck.
Okay.
Play Feline on 2, Aficionado on 3, double Waters of the Orca on 4, Galmu Evolve on 5. You know what I mean? You can just keep pressuring. You don't have to play this lengthy end game that we see a lot of Dragon Craft players play.
Okay. So still have some more games to play to get a better handle on that. But Shadow Nexus has something interesting that's coming down the pipeline. You want to talk about this a little bit?
Absolutely. So Panda Global is teaming up with Shadow Nexus to put on the release event that's happening next week. Major points of contention for this, folks. This will be 3-deck 1-ban, so normal format, because people will have a little bit more time to actually get there. It is a world tournament. That means it doesn't matter where you live across the globe. Everybody will be in one tournament. It will be a Swiss format with a cut 2 top players where they will play out in a single elimination bracket, and it will be region free. Again, it is a global tournament, no region locking, which means that there won't be any Vile support for it, but there will be really good prizes for it.
Nice.
We've got, I'm not actually going to tell you what the prizes are. You're going to have to go to Battlefy, okay, to check out the tournament, sign up for it, and check out the prizing that's on there. It's all listed on Battlefy, so make sure you guys get there. It will be happening at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on October 6th. Make sure you guys check it out. It's going to be great.
October 6th, 10 a.m. EDT, 3-deck, 1-ban Swiss format. I've never played in a Swiss tournament before. It seems like it can be a lot of fun.
Swiss is my favorite style. So this is a tournament that I get to organize, right? We like Swiss formats. It's what we grew up on, Swiss formats. Double elimination's kind of weird for us. Plus, I feel like it just gives players a lot of room to play during the day. It's not just, oh, 2 losses, you're out. 2 losses, you can still make it in a big bracket. You know what I mean? When there's a lot of players. So I feel like it gives a lot more to breathe for the players, but the tournaments do take longer. And then it's a cut to a single elimination as opposed to a double elimination when you get to the top 8 or 16, depending on how many people we're going to have.
Okay. Seems really good.
I like it. It applies that pressure at the end. I finally got here, even with maybe a 6-3 record, but now I have to win.
Cool. Very nice. Yeah, make sure you sign up for that on Battlefy. And we have confirmed it was a loss for Pain, so he'll be moving down to the losers bracket.
Not out, though.
Mia, though, advances to the grand finals, and we're going to be seeing Shadow Shadet versus Siyashi face off in our next match, and the winner of that will face off against Pain. So Pain still has a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, he's still here.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I mean, Pain's playing well. Obviously, we saw a little bit of nerves going on a little bit earlier for him, but of course, this is a rough day for all of our players. It's a great day for one. It's a rough day for everyone else. But I hope you guys are enjoying the action. A lot of great games, a lot of great games to come.
A lot of great games to come. Yep, we're going to go to a short break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Sick of not being a millionaire? Playing Shadowverse could get you an all-expenses-paid trip to Japan to compete for a massive $1 million first-place prize in the Shadowverse World Grand Prix. That's right, $1 million. So how do you win $1 million? First, you have to qualify for one of our 3 Contenders Cups. We have one for Southeast Asia and Oceania, one for the Americas, and one for Europe. These cups are where 2018's top players are flown to LA or Singapore to fight for the World Grand Prix invitations. It's gonna be epic. And how do you qualify for our Contenders Cups? First off, mark up your calendars because this year we are introducing the Shadowverse World Circuit. This consists of 3 offline tournaments that anyone can take part in: DreamHack Tours, the SVO Open, and DreamHack Montreal. Anybody from anywhere can compete for the 10K prize pool per tournament. And as an added bonus for local players, winning your home region's tournament will get you flown to the Contenders Cup to fight for a slot in the World Grand Prix. You can also secure a Contenders Cup slot by winning one of our Pan America or European spring or summer online tournaments. Some slots for the Contenders Cups will go to players with the most 2018 league points. We've got 4 slots for competitors in Pan America, 4 slots for Europe, and 2 SVO. Didn't make the cut? Sweat. There's one more chance to qualify via our last chance wildcard tournaments that will take place in each region in September. Win one of those and boom, you're in. You'll be gate crashing the Contenders Cup with all the other contenders, where an almighty clash of wills shall decide the final players who get to take part in the World Grand Prix. So this year, we are giving even more people even more chances than ever to win cash, just for playing Shadowverse. Our 2018 Global Esports calendar now covers 120 countries. And if winning money and basking in esports glory all sounds a bit like too much effort, just sit back and relax. We'll be streaming Shadowverse Esports all year round on the official channel so you can watch the best players in the world slug it out week to week. It's never been a better time for competitive Shadowverse. What are you waiting for? Go check out ShadowverseOpen.com.
We are about to witness an alpha Shadowverse male in his natural habitat. Never before has a task so grand been presented to him. The Shadowverse Contenders Cup. Simultaneously, he forages for food. The pressure mounts as he considers the $1 million first place prize. We are about to witness a key moment in the species' evolution. Magnificent. Tune in at twitch.com/CyGamesEsports.
顔合わせた時に仲良くできる、そういうチームの方が自分好みだなという気はします。
Like a group of people that have been playing for a long time, there's a lot of history.
对我来说 Saiken Beast 是一个非常特别的战队。
みんな仲良くしていこうみたいな感じで、ファミリーっていう感じするじゃない。
It's a good feeling. I feel very honored. It's an honor to be on this team with everybody.
Technically day one for Shadowverse, so I'm excited and I'm feeling pretty confident today. There's about 70 players, so I think I can make day two.
Day one at DreamHack, and the venue's really huge. Krumjin and I have made a really strong lineup, and I think we'll go really far. I'm hoping to make it to day two and take it home with the first place finish.
Alright, so we just finished and I'm back at the Airbnb. I'm super tired. We played 8 rounds of Swiss, so me and Potwasher both made it to day two, so that's really good. I'm glad he made it. He definitely deserves it, and hopefully he'll do well tomorrow.
Is going to be the first player to make it into the finals.
He's useless. And that is just going to be
gonna
it.
Pass. Wow, Omega says, I'm tapping out. Krumzian is going to 3-0.
The finals.
The grand finals.
You know, it's amazing to be able to win a LAN, right? Because I've proven myself online, but I have not won anything in person yet, so.
Welcome back to the Shadowverse Open. This is almost it. There's only 3 more matches left in the day, left in the season, really, until we have the Contenders Cup.
That's right. And before we get back to the tournament, I always just got to point out, I need Potwasher to be my personal cheer squad. That is the best cheering.
I think he needs you to be his personal cheer squad.
Okay. I mean, I am at this moment.
Yeah, I think we both
stuff.
are.
But
yeah,
anyway. All right, talking about the tournament, we've seen Blood do its thing. We've seen it fall a couple times now as well. We saw it lose to Sword. We saw it lose to Dragon. It is fallible, okay? It is not the almighty, the end, the Omega, okay? It can't be beaten.
So we have our next match ready for you in just a little bit. We have Shadow Shadowverse versus Siyashi coming up, and we're going to be seeing some Loot Sword. We're going to be seeing some PDK, and this is an interesting match because Shadowverse, I mean, made it to the finals last season, made it to the finals before. I mean, like, he's a top contender, and Siyashi's a player we don't really know that much about.
Shadet's actually the only player from Pan America or Europe that is one of the top points earners that didn't make it, that actually got here in the wild card.
Actually got in the wild card, yeah. Yeah, so, yesterday in Pan America, no one else made it. That was in the top points.
Crushing all the other players out of here. You know?
Okay, let's take a look at Shadet's Dragon list to see exactly what he's bringing. Like that photograph, he's bringing PDK. Okay, so he's running Dragon Aficionado, and like you were saying, okay, that's a good choice. And other than that, this looks pretty similar to the PDK lists that we've seen.
Yep. So in my opinion, Pure Hearted Singer is a little awkward to play in Prime Dragon Keeper for much the same reason why it's a little awkward with Frenzy Drake. Is just the fact that it does not count for Prime Dragon Keeper. However, drawing cards is really good. But the reason why I like this list and why I ran it at the beginning or the first day of the expansion is just because it can play an aggro game plan, which I feel like every deck needs to do if it wants to try to beat Blood. It needs to be able to out-aggress them if it can.
So I guess Pure Hearted Singer could be taken out and Star Phoenix, something like that, could be added in.
That's what I was playing. I was playing 2 Star Phoenix because, man, is it good right now. And drawing the extra cards, like, before you didn't want to play 2 Star Phoenix because you were playing it in Ramp Dragon. You didn't want to overdraw cards. You didn't want to put too many cards in your hand. But when you're playing an aggressive style Prime Dragon Keeper deck, you can actually just unload. And instead of drawing more cards from your deck, whenever you play a Disdain, or whenever you accelerate a Poseidon, or whenever you play a Ramp spell, or whenever you play any of these cards, you get these Star Phoenixes back, and then you have fuel for your Prime Dragon Keeper, plus you have early fuel just to beat up against Blood starts.
Yeah, it can beat up against Blood. I feel like PDK can actually beat up against Sword, too. I mean, there's a lot of value, obviously, generated by Sword, but just such reliable removal available for PDK.
Yes.
And removal, not so reliable for Swordcraft.
It's not reliable very much at all, and it's funny because we saw Octrus as a 3-of actually take over yesterday, but Octrus doesn't really have a lot of targets to run into right now.
And Siashi only has 1 of Octrus. That's right.
That's why I think he correctly understood the metagame and is like, yes, it's really good against Blood Floros. Maybe Disciple of Lust?
I mean, like, but we did see Octrus played for, like, its enhanced 8 cost. So you get that
it's
Evolve
good.
Orb,
That's
and then you get the 2
really
loot
good.
spells when you do Evolve, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into this game. Shadow Shadet versus Siashi. Shadow Shadet up on cam. We're going to see a Blood Mirror, as we expect to see.
Right at the beginning. I like it. I like it. 2 Restless Parishes for Siashi, only 1 for Shadet.
Some pretty explosive hands from both players here.
Yeah. If I was Siashi, I might just get rid of that Vera, try to high roll. I mean, that's a really good start.
Yep. Get that 3rd Restless Parish. Yep.
Depending on if Shadet's going 1st or 2nd, though, that might indicate whether or not he chooses to get rid of the Disciple of Lust.
I'm not sure if everybody's on the know about that just yet.
Yeah, we saw a player get absolutely punished today.
We'll see here. But yeah, I mean, good starts from either player regardless. I mean, whenever you see a Restless Parish in your opening hand, regardless of the other cards, you're feeling pretty good about things.
Yep, pretty good.
Yeah, this is tough mulligan. If I'm on the play and I'm Shadow Shadet, I'm keeping this whole hand.
Wow, both players keep both their hands.
Really? But no, Shadow Shadet is going 2nd.
You know what that means. Giveaway.
Yes, always a giveaway,
Yes.
chat. Exclamation mark giveaway in the chat. Follow that link. If you have any questions, ask Aya Senpai. Don't badger him, though. Just ask him if you need help. And we're giving away 3 packs of Omen of the 10.
Don't be annoying.
That's right. Make sure you get on that. So Siashi keeping the Vera going 1st for tempo seems a little odd to me, but is open for a turn 2 Floros with a number of different top decks.
And Shadet having no real removal spells, no Snarling Chains, no Evil Eye Demon, but he does have a Scorpius, which can help him get some self-damage and also take out the... oh, no, I don't like that.
Here's the play that I was talking about. Now there's no top deck Siashi needs. Now you can just run the Disciple into the opposing Disciple. Play your 2 Restless Parish alongside any other cards you want to. You get a free Floros. And there's no deal 3 in Shadow Shadet's hand. This is the biggest punish.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Don't play Disciple going 2nd in the mirror, folks.
Oh no, is he going to attack face?
Okay, going face is fine too. Does he not see? Oh wait, he doesn't see the play.
He's saving the Restless Parishes. He had to attack the other Disciple because he needed the last words effect of his opponent's Disciple to trigger. That would have been the 4th bit of damage. He didn't see it. Or he didn't want it. I think
there's no way you don't want it.
There's no way you don't want it.
There's no way you don't want it. That is insane.
That's insane.
So it's okay to play it if your opponent doesn't know the trick.
Yeah, that's right.
Man. With 2 Restless Parish, too. What is he hoping for? Now he just doesn't have
that would have been the
active
Floros pulled out.
Now there's no Floros. He's keeping these Restless Parishes. Now they're actually just whittling away his hand because he's not getting the extra card draw.
He just probably has to Vera and then 2 Restless Parish.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Disappointing.
Sad day. Sad day for Bloodcraft.
That's right. So now You have to get these restful parishes out of your hand. If you keep holding them, Shadow Shadet's is going to start taking over this game because you're sitting there doing nothing.
Yep. Yep, very true. Next turn, though, Siashi has his own Floros. No Evo point, though. Shadow Shadet has Floros as well for his evolved turn. But yeah, just going for some Madness Revealed. Getting some heal on the next turn.
And is he going to keep the other Restless Parish? This is too slow. Everything about what Siashi's doing right now, not a fan.
Too slow.
Had a turn 2 Floros.
Yep.
Didn't take advantage of it. Let his opponent self-damage with his own Disciple.
Yeah. Yeah, Siashi playing the Disciple there. I mean, like, Shadet was just gaining value with the value trade there with the Scorpius into the Disciple.
That too.
And then, yeah, the self-damage, of course, from the Scorpius and your opponent's Disciple. And now Siashi's playing this really slow game with Alexandrite Demon and Blazing Sapphire.
I don't like it.
This seems really rough.
But, again, pressure. It's there.
Yep, pressure's there, man.
This is tough. And
this
honestly,
is why you take the as much time as you can on your turns.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And again, this is early in the expansion. Maybe not every player knows that the Disciple actually helps you.
Sure.
That it does that damage to you effect.
So you have chosen.
Getting a lot of value off of this Vero. A lot of value.
Yep. Oh my god.
Wow.
And that's a Floros.
That is a Floros activated on a Vera evolved turn. We saw that happen just earlier today. This is a super strong tempo play. Doesn't get much better than this.
I don't know if Siashi's really going to be able to deal with this. 2 Dark Beast Bats in the hand of Shadet. They're up there.
That's a Floros. That's not an Evil Eye Demon.
The Evil Eye Demon would be nice, but even then I don't think Siashi's done enough self-damage for it to be relevant, even if it was an Evil Eye Demon.
There's been a lot.
Okay.
I don't know if it's been 6, but there's been a lot. All right, Vera evolved here from Siashi. Okay, there's the Evil Eye Demon.
Yeah. 2 cards too late there.
Is my might be good next turn.
Sure.
Siashi's not at a terribly low life total at the moment. 18 is fine. But double Dark Feast Bat in the hand for Shadow Shadet right now.
Pretty good there.
And there's the always faithful Floros Evo over Vera.
Yes.
Always feels decent.
Try and stop me.
I don't mind this play. I wouldn't have minded just one of the, like, yeah, one of the Banes going into this.
I never forget.
Well, the Banes would have been fine.
Saving the Evo for face.
A little bit more damage. Yeah, a little bit more damage to face, I guess. Well, you could have Evo face, I suppose. But then you wouldn't have had a Floros heal 5 on your side of the field.
That's true.
Yeah.
Heal 5. Also just building up to that really, really crystal clear Dark Feast Bat. Just kill in one shot turn. I like it.
Evil Eye Demon, I think, has to be the play here from Siashi.
Gotta do it. If you're not clearing this board, you're losing.
Yeah, it's certainly up to 4. So that's all Siashi really needs.
And there's no Dark Feast Bat for, like, you know, a crazy Evo, like Vera, double Razory Claw, like try to win that way type of play.
No.
Yep, I like it. Always finding ways to use your Gift of the Bloodkins, either on Vera Evos or Evil Eye Demon Evos. But yeah, I think this game's already in the books. I don't know if Siashi can actually catch up here.
Yeah, there's still an Evo point available for Shadow Shadet. I think he knows it, gives a little nod there. He can just Evo trade in.
Yeah, and I guarantee you this bat is at enough damage to actually end the game. Shadow Shadet has been dealing lots lots of self-damage.
Lots of damage.
So I think the number we heard is 12 on the bats. So quite a large number.
Quite a large number. Anytime it's in the double digits,
yeah,
it's a lot of damage. 7 costs, deal 12 damage to an enemy.
It's a little bit of damage.
It's a little bit of damage.
Just a little tiny bit.
It might be enough. We'll see. We'll see.
This game, though, could have been completely turned around had Siashi seen the turn 2 play. Not only did he miss the play, he also left the opponent's Disciple of Lust in play, which is just giving your opponent advantage.
Yep. Yeah, Siashi, from that turn, was playing from the back foot the whole game. Shadet showing us the veteran that he is. Takes game 1.
Game 1 down, Shadow Shadet up. Now has to win a single game with his Prime Dragon Keeper deck I'm liking his chances.
I'm liking his chances too. I don't know. Siashi still has Loot Sword. It's a good deck against both of these. Maybe not as good against Dragon.
I'm still hesitant to call it a great deck, but it's definitely good right now.
I don't know. I
don't
think
know if
all
it's-
of these decks are great decks.
They're all good enough.
We'll see.
They're all good
Time will
enough.
tell, and you know, in a week or two.
I
we'll see,
tried to
but
brush off my bias towards Swordcraft a little earlier in the show, but it's like it always finds a way to creep back in. I'm like, I don't
creeping
know
in
about
there,
it yet.
yeah.
I don't know about Sword yet. I know it took a 1 yesterday. Okay, I know it did. I know it's good. It's bringing people here to the top 8.
Your doubt is unnerving, my friend.
It's unnerving for me. I'm unsettled about it. I don't know how to feel about
Your
Sword.
lack of faith is disturbing.
Yes.
Yes, that's the line I was
I
looking
am
for,
not of
yeah.
the faithful.
Yeah, so that's fine. We can't all be.
That's right. All right, so both players' hands a little shaky here. Shadow Shadowverse more of a clear game plan here. Has ramp, removal, and early game. Siashi has a couple Razor Claws. Funny thing about Razor Claw, it's the card I like least in the deck.
Really?
Yeah.
The standard card in Blood Crown.
Yeah.
You like it least?
You never want to keep it early in your hand. It's really hard to use in the mid game against the mirror or against any other aggro deck. And a lot of times it just stays in your hand. If you've noticed all of our games, how many Razor Claws actually get played to go face?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
You're making me question my whole life here, XO. I don't like it.
I'm
Stop.
just saying, Razor Claw might not be the best option in the deck.
You're thinking thoughts, man, and I'm not okay with this.
You're thinking thoughts, bruh. It's just like these are things you have to consider. When you play a game, 100 times with your deck, and you're just like, you know what, I don't really cast this card very much.
This card, yeah. Huh. Maybe you don't need it.
Just
Maybe you need a ram instead.
Wings of Lust is still under maintenance. We haven't even seen
true.
the full extent of Bloodcraft yet.
That is true.
Wings of Lust could come out and change up things.
I completely
quite a
forgot
bit.
about Wings of Lust, man.
So did a lot of people.
Yes.
I did not. That card is scary.
You can give your Disciple of Lust +2/+2 on turn 2 after you played it on 1.
You can Vera enhance 4, drain for 6, and it's living through pretty much everything.
Oh, yes. Very, very good.
Let's take it easy next
There's a lot of good things about it. It also prevents the damage, to itself, so it's pretty good just on turn 4.
Yeah.
Just make a 6/6 that just, bonks things. Officially bonks things, yeah.
With drain,
that's
with
what she
bonks,
does.
it's not blink anymore?
Well, it doesn't have to be drain,
you're
right?
right.
On
yeah,
turn
yeah.
4, there's no drain. It's just big. But here we go. An aggro start from Shadow Shadowverse against Bloodcraft. I think this is a perfect way to start the game against the deck.
Going wide before Evil Eye Demon can take effect. This is a Vera turn.
Yeah.
But, of course, White Frost Whisper is pretty good against Vera. You got to damage it first. But, of course, none of these followers can actually damage it.
Go. So Vera out. This is probably be in combination with a Razor Claw, just a clear board here. I don't think Evil Eye Demon is too smart of a choice to get rid of out of hand. But that will be the choice. Okay. Doesn't care about clearing the board over time. That'll make the deck a lot weaker to Poseidon turns, but maybe Siashi just doesn't care about the Poseidon turns just yet.
Yeah, I guess. Huh.
There's an okay way to deal with this, not a comfortable way.
I think Yellow Evolve trade-in is fine. Yeah, it goes away, but you have the Whisper, you get to ramp. You got Poseidon next turn.
I probably would have Disdainful and White Frost Whispered and kept my Ayala. But I guess this play's fine too. There's nothing wrong with this play. This still sets up a board that you need to deal with. It leaves followers behind for Poseidon to protect, so you can keep pushing face. And now there's no large board wipe for Siashi, so Poseidon's really going to hurt here.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about using the Evil Eye Demon instead of the Razor Claw.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It deals 1 damage to yourself instead of 2.
Well, forget about the damage. The Vera was up, right? So it's the best chance to use the Razor Claw. Evil Eye Demon doesn't have to deal you any damage if you use it on 5.
Yeah. Now there's no demon.
Now there's no demon.
All that said, though, Shadowverse,
there's not a lot.
There's not a lot that he's got in his hand.
Poseidon is quite a lot by itself, though.
Sure,
especially when you can't wipe the board.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that plays out. I think Poseidon's going to be very good here. There's not a good answer to it. It's the question of what do you do this turn if you're Siashi. I mean, honestly, you can play the Vera again and still do the Razor Claw play. That's not a bad play. You can Alexandrite Demon, draw some cards, Evo over something. Flora's not bad either. This is actually pretty good, right? Because then you can actually get a Poseidon if it's played and evoed over something. You can get it down low enough to actually take out with your removal.
There's the red ring of death.
The red ring of, hey, do something.
Hey, over here, buddy.
Yeah.
Do something.
Don't let me touch the button, okay? Because if I touch the button,
I'm going to touch the button.
I'm going to end the turn.
Know that.
That was a good pickup there.
Yeah,
like
that was
that
a
draw.
really great pickup.
You'd say
Needs
Poseidon.
card draw.
Oh, yes.
Ooh. Okay, I like this. Just play him out. Let's go. All right, so aboard now. Poseidon's still a good option to play out next turn. Fill up everything. And still playing around Evil Eye Demon somewhat.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, turn 6 for Siashi. Vera on the last Evo point feels very, very good. No more Evo points to speak of.
That's right. No more Evo points. Shadow Shadow's still at 17.
Still room for improvement.
Vera can be dealt with by an evolved Poseidon. All right, so going for the face plan. No. Using it to clear. Still no face. See? Still not face.
Still not face, man.
Too scared.
I don't know. I think that's fine. Leaving the AL up. I guess didn't want to wait for a Scorpius to be taken up too easily.
I think Poseidon Evo is the play here, and then you can save Galmu for turns that, you know, can clear more.
It might matter, yeah.
Well, this isn't a bad turn for Galmu, though. But, yeah, I think it's
well,
very hard to deal with the Vera.
Yes. Yeah, the Galmu, the 3 damage would just be reduced to 1.
Yeah.
You wouldn't deal any face damage. I think you got to just easy evolve that Poseidon.
So cool. I don't have Aldos leader. I'm so sad.
Aldos leader's cool, man.
It's so cool.
I don't have it either. Sad day for you and I.
It is the only leader I want, and it is the only leader I can't get. I opened up so many packs for Aldos.
Feeling a little salty there, bro?
I'm so salty.
It's okay.
All right, Siashi going for Dark Beast Bat, pulling it back.
It's 6.
Using it as removal. Is playing from behind. The Scorpius is pretty good against these guards, though.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty
Scorpius
good.
is great against any follower with 1 attack.
So the top deck here is from Shadow Shadet. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty dang good.
That was pretty dang good.
Galmu, Disciple of Disdain, clears off the Scorpius. Just Galmu does it.
That's right. Now, this isn't a full clear with the Disciple, but I think that's okay. I mean, you can still run the Galmu in at the end.
But you could run the Feline in.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Yeah. Oh, fair. More draw. Okay.
Oh. It's good.
That's pretty good.
This means Dark Feast Bat number 2 is going to have to come down as removal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Unless something's top decked.
Still at 6. It's got to be Dark Feast Bat. Or maybe Alexandrite.
Maybe. Yeah, Alexandrite Demon is also removal. That might actually be a little bit better.
That's 6 play points, and then you still have 2 play points for Servant of Lust.
The problem is you're going to be doing so much self-damage at this point that you're just getting yourself so low. I think Dark Feast Bat's safer.
Yeah, he's having some second thoughts.
He's like, wait a minute, that is going to deal me 2 damage in a couple turns, so I got to be careful.
Got to be careful about that. Ozzy Dahakas are coming.
This is why playing aggressively against the deck is so good, because everything hurts itself. You know what I mean? It puts him in these weird situations. Going for card draw. Okay, finds 2 removal spells. That was good.
That was
rolling
very
the dice there and getting paid off for it. It's time for Vegas.
Rolls the dice on his tournament life, man. Yeah, go buy a lottery ticket, my friend.
No. It turned out pretty well, though. Okay. More
That's
good draws from Shadow Shadet here.
Card draw. More removal. You take out that 4-2. Don't want to trade into that. Keep the ward up as well.
Oh, wow. Just
Nice.
more stuff.
More board fill.
Okay.
And there's
all right.
there's the end option. Yep.
I think if your Shadow Shadet, you could have played a little bit safer in taking care of the Alexandrite Demon there, but also not a huge deal not to.
Yeah. Knew he had the Ozzy Dahaka. Wanted to get as much damage as possible, so in case there was a heal too.
That is a huge risk, right? If Shadow Shadet now with 9 play points has something like a Snarling Chains into a Dark Feast Bat, you just allowed 2 more potential lethal damage to hit you in the face.
But maybe Shadow Shadet knew it wasn't lethal. I don't think it is.
What is that bat at right now? If
That
this is
would
a lethal
be
setup, then it was a
6,
huge
7.
mistake. The bat's at 10. Okay, so a little bit off of lethal.
Yeah.
All right. So Shadow Shadet probably doing the math here, understanding it's not lethal.
Sure.
That is scary, though. That is scary. When you have an Aussie Dahak in your hand and you know your opponent's taking 2, you can trade.
Oh, yeah.
There is no meaning in power.
There's no way Siashi can know that this last card is an Aussie Dahaka.
Not a chance. Disciple, into Pure-Hearted Singer, into Aussie Dahaka. All good things. Yep, just last-ditch effort. This is what I got.
What
It's
do you
lethal if you don't have something.
Yep.
Shadet is going to take this, and Shadow Shadet is going to move on, knocking Siashi out. And I got to say, Shadow Shadet played very well in those games. Knew exactly what he was doing the whole time.
I think he knew what he was doing this whole day.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I think Siashi did did make a few missteps in the match against him.
A little bit, yeah.
But even in saying that, you know, very well played all day from Siashi. You know, congratulations for getting as far as you did.
Sure.
But now we're down to Shadow Shadet.
And Pain. So that's the next match, Shadow Shadet and Pain. So we're going to be seeing Disdain Dragon versus PDK.
Yeah.
We've seen a mirror match already. It's a really toss-up. I mean, it's a
toss-up.
really difficult mirror match to play, just kind of like the Blood matchup is.
To be fair, I think Frenzied Drakes are trump cards in Dragon Mirrors. I think the player with more Roys can trump in the mirror. As well as just, I mean, it can come down to just who ramps faster as well. So it's always up in the air. But I think the later game Dragon decks are always better than the earlier game Dragon decks when they clash into each other.
Okay.
From experience,
very interesting.
That's what I feel.
All right, Battlefight.com. You can go there to sign up for community tournaments like Panda Global and Shadow Nexus's tournament next week, October 6th, Saturday, 10 a.m. Make sure you sign up for that. It's going to be 3-deck 1-ban, Swiss format. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The prizes are pretty sweet. You guys should check it out. Go to Battlefight, check out what prizes are up there. It's more than just money. It's pretty fun stuff.
Okay. So we're moving right along. We got our next match ready for you. Shadet and Pain, PDK, and Disdain.
Like I said, I think Disdain has a small edge, but and I think Shadow Shadet does know how to play aggressively with Dragon. Playing the aficionados, it's one of those cards that lets you kind of go down that road. If you can play aggressively in that matchup and just carry the tempo the entire time, you can be in a really good place. And Prime Dragon Keeper setups can be really good in Dragon if they don't have the immediate removal for it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, but if they don't have the immediate removal, I think they're going to have the Roys. They're going to have the Dragon Strife Blades.
Well, that is immediate removal.
Yeah.
So if they don't have that.
But they're going to have, like, the Disdainful Rend, or they're going to have, like, the other, like, Sleuth.
What if they don't, though? That's what I'm saying.
They're going to have the Sleuth of removal spells available to them. I'm not, or Feline or whatever.
They don't have enough removal, okay? I'm saying.
I think Dragon Crab's got plenty of removal.
I'm kidding.
I don't think Pain is worried about the PDK.
I don't think so either. I think because he is playing Roys, you really don't care about the PDK. And because of the Frenzy Drakes. Frenzy Drake is the big trump card. They go PDK, follower. You're like,
I have Frenzy Drake.
Frenzy Drake.
Now, Pain can get punished if he overcommits a board, a wide board, and then Shadow Shadet plays his PDK along with Galmir or whatever and is able to clear up a board, and suddenly Pain's left with no resource.
Absolutely, but I don't think Pain really has cards that would allow him to do so. He's not playing the aficionados and the things that you
the
try
waters
to
of the
flood,
Orca,
the waters of the Orca thing. Well, I think he is playing waters. I don't remember exactly.
You might be right. You might be right. Yeah.
I think it's just good to play Waters of the Orca in your deck. But in any case, let's get into this match. We're starting Dragon for Pain, Blood for Shadow Shadet. So differing opinions on what to start with here. Pain does like his chances against the Blood deck, trying to spike a win here. Okay, decent starting hand. Not keeping the Rend is an interesting choice. Rend is always, in my opinion, good in this matchup.
I guess he really wants that ramp. We saw Pain likes to play the slower game into this.
He does. He does, which was not that good for him last time.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
But is going first here, and is not playing a 2-drop.
Interesting. That seems very risky to me.
That's so risky.
Servant of Lust can just come down here, a Blood Pact anyway. Shadow Shadet wants to kind of just pace this out with Pain. I think you have to go for damage, though. It's going to give you the heal, too. I mean, Pain just might not...
confuses me so much in this matchup. Not killing this 1-drop is now allowing for a Floros to come down right here.
That's so risky.
Well, I guess it was allowing it either way.
Yeah.
Nothing. But I mean, like being able to trade with this Disciple, you gotta be doing something here, man.
Status of wisdom. Pointless.
Now you can't even deal with this. This is the situation. This is why I like keeping Rend in this matchup. just in case something like this happens. Now there's no way to deal with this Floros. That's going face. The game's over, in my opinion, already.
Yeah. There's Blood Pact. I mean, the Valnorek is in hand for Shadow Shadette. 2 Valnoreks.
Well, Valnorek, I don't believe, is big enough on turn 3.
Yeah,
We've only gotten 4 instances of self-damage so far.
That's true.
Only 4.
And there's no instance of self-damage that Shadette can play along.
Blood Pact. No, you don't have play points for all that business. Yeah.
Blood Pact, maybe get a Disciple, something like that. I don't know, but playing out Valnorek.
I think if you're Pain, you just trade away the Servant here and you just go face, because again, if they didn't have the removal for the Floros last turn, they don't have it this turn.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, we see that Pain does.
He did draw into the Craving Splendor.
Yeah. But I think you trade for sure. You don't have to, though. Dealing an extra 2 damage face is absolutely fine.
And healing for 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you play your 1-3, or do you just go Blood Pact? Or just pass?
I don't know about playing nothing. I kind of like Blood Pact there.
I kind of like something.
Yeah.
I kind of like
You
the
have
first rule of Shadowverse.
I mean, your opponent can only deal with so many things, right? So playing out another threat or even Blood Pacting there, I think would have been a better choice.
I didn't see a reason not to do Blood Pact.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. Okay, well, we'll see what happens there.
But this game is going to be an uphill battle for the rest of the game for Pain. I mean, a Dark Feast bat at any time.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that when players are top decking. The power's too strong, man.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, so Vera Evolve here allows Shadette to Blood Pact for free, not getting any of the 2 damage. So okay.
That's true, but I still like playing a Valnorek or something, just because your opponent's not going to be able to deal with your entire board. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So why not get the extra damage in?
I guess. And he could have. And Shadette drew into another Blood Pact. He could have, if he used the Blood Pact on the previous turn.
Yep.
Could have used it again this turn for free, just like taking 2 damage, like your Blood Craft.
When you're 10 damage ahead in this matchup, I think you can take a few liberties with your defense.
Yeah.
One thing that I will say that a lot of players in Shadowverse might not get because they haven't played a lot of other card games is your life is a resource. It's not a ticking clock. It's something that I think a lot of players just don't understand yet, being newer to the game, especially just the newer players in general. If you're at 1, you're still alive. As long as you understand how much damage your opponents can deal and what the pace of the game is, you can use your defense total as a resource. It's just like your play points. It's just like your cards in hand. Take 5, take 6, take 7 if you know they're not going to be able to deal that last 14, 13, 12, 11, whatever.
Yeah.
Use it as a resource.
Absolutely.
Blood players need to do it naturally just because all of their cards do it for them anyway.
It's naturally a resource, yeah.
But when you're playing decks that don't self-damage, you can feel the same way that the Bloodcraft decks do if you can understand the pace of the game.
Razor Claw went face. What do you know?
Well, yeah, okay. And this game is short. This game, I don't think there's any chance for Pain to win. I think mulling the Disdainful Rending, I think not playing the 2-drop, I think a lot of things contributed to the fact of just he's playing too slow in this matchup, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, could have played the 2-drop, would have helped him in the earlier turns. Yeah, just trade off some of the damage, and now he's at 7 life points. Thinking about this turn, but Feline feels all right.
Yeah, it's time to race.
Yeah.
Time to race.
Oh, man, can't play Rending. No opposing follower to target.
And Valnorek is waiting in the wings for Shadow Shadette.
Certainly up to 7 damage now.
Yeah, there's nothing to do here. I mean, this is just going to be a board wipe with double Valnorek next turn into a Dark Feast bat. This is the terrible ending that you never want to see when you're playing against Blood.
Yep.
Turn 2 Floros into turn 6 double Valnorek into turn 7 Dark Feast bat. Bleh, 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 bleh.
Yep.
Yeah, not much to be said about this game.
Yeah, Pain just playing too safe.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So Shadette really knows how to capitalize on that matchup, and he'll be going up game 1.
All good stuff. Down to 1. Yeah, there's not a single card.
Not a single card in the game, not a single card in Pain's deck. Yeah. Okay, so what can Pain do here to make the best play possible?
The best play possible? Probably Galmu. Galmu plus Disdainful Rending.
Yep.
Yep. Just clear off the board. Deal a bunch of face damage. All good things.
Yep.
Hit the one that's a 4-5. There you go. Run into the 2-3. Or just, yeah, that's even better. Play the Disciple, clear board, deal a bunch of damage.
All in all, pretty good turn there, but 1 life point left. Plenty of cards in the blood deck can finish off the game. Of course, Dark Feast Bat is in hand. That will be Shadow Shadowverse taking game 1.
It's actually the only card in hand that ends right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But it does it by a large margin here. So Shadow Shadowverse up a game. Payne needs to catch up. So Shadow Shadowverse with his Prime Dragon Keeper deck has to get 1 win against both Blood and or Ramp/Disdain Dragon.
Yep. 1 more win. It's all it takes. Shadow Shadowverse can do it, man. I think he's really well poised here.
I think he's primed.
He's playing really well.
Shadow
he's
Shadowverse
feeling good.
feels to me like the player playing the best right now.
Yes,
absolutely.
I think you're right. Okay, we'll see what deck Payne elects to choose with it. I feel like it has to be Bloodcraft. You have to try to spike a win there to give yourself
Always
a chance.
try to get the momentum in your favor. Play the deck that you feel like has the best chance. But we've seen Shadow Shadowverse take down Blood already. Let's see if we can do it again.
Okay, maybe Payne's going first with that Disciple of Less. Okay, that seems pretty good there.
Against Dragon, you always want Disciple.
Yeah.
Against everything that's not the mirror, you just want Disciple all the time. The card might be one of the top cards in the deck.
One of the best 1-drops?
Yeah.
One of the best cards in the game?
Not in the game.
Okay.
I'm not going to go that far with it.
Right,
But in the deck, it's definitely one of the better cards.
Look at that. Turn 2 Floros.
Feels good, man.
Feels pretty good.
Wait.
Oh, no. That would have been the 4th. 1,
What?
2, 3, 4. Why didn't he do it?
Why are people not doing this?
That would have been all the cards in his hand, but why not?
He's got another chance to do it
He
this
could
turn.
Can he? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay.
Maybe he was waiting to trade with the bat? If he doesn't do it again, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. Payne!
What do you can't. What?
What are you doing?
Oh, no, he only has 1 Floros in his deck. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, jeez.
I'm going nuts. We already discussed this before.
Oh, my.
Losing my mind. This is why playing 1 Floros can come back to bite you.
Yeah.
Have perfect draw, can't do.
Yeah. It works when you have perfect draw and you have things to do when you don't have the perfect draw anyway.
Oh, man. We're losing our minds for no reason. It's great. Absolutely great stuff. All right, so Payne's still in a perfectly fine position here. Definitely needs to draw into something, but has some time to do it. Although there is an Aussie to Haka waiting in the wings.
We're getting up there. We're getting up there in play points. PDK is hiding out behind the 5 play point sign there.
That is true. Prime Dragon Keeper there.
And behind the play point billboard.
I don't mind the Roy Ramp here. Roy Ramp seems pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Generally, you want to get removal in this matchup, but your opponent has 2 cards in their hand. You can take off their board right now anyway.
Sure. SVO trade in. It's fine. You're going to be at Overflow next turn. You have PDK plus Servant of Disciple. You're going to start clearing the board. Your opponent only has 2 cards in their hand. This feels really, really good for PDK.
It does. It absolutely does. Now, this is one of those spots I was talking about where Pure Disdain is kind of awkward. You play your Prime Dragon Keeper next turn, you just have a Servant of Disdain. You can't use the old drawer cards to just nuke with Prime Dragon Keeper.
And Payne uses his Valnarek before PDK, so there's not really going to be a great... Okay, well, there is Evil Eye Demon. Okay, so next turn Payne can just Evo that. But in Shadow Shadowverse, it's really only at 7 life points now.
Embrace me.
This could easily go in Payne's favor. What can Shadowverse do?
Well,
7 defense
top
there.
deck to Feline. That was
that was really nice.
That was pretty nice.
So 4. Okay, so can't use that with the. Okay, yeah.
Get the Pure Hearted out of your hand. Play the Feline. Destroy the board. Feline basically clears up the whole board by herself here, which is awesome.
Pretty much.
Prepare your soul.
Yeah, you have to remove everything. No more damage can go face this game.
Never wake again. Never. You won't even be able to tremble again.
Gotta deal with this. Scorpius, unfortunately. Ain't got to trade bats.
Okay, going into turn 6, Pain has an Evil Eye Demon. Don't really want to use your Evo point against Pure-Hearted Singer like that.
Okay. So definitely has Dark Feast Bat lethal off of a draw.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say it while he's drawing the card this time.
Please don't. Please spare us.
Yeah.
I don't mind just passing there, honestly.
No. I think this is just Ozzy to Haka and Prey, or Poseidon. Okay, Poseidon's good too. I think Ozzy to Haka is a little bit more of a straightforward game plan, especially when you have the second one.
Would have been faster. Eviling there's all right.
This just opens up Evil Eye Demon. I think Ozzy to Haka was definitely a stronger play there.
Considering there's 2 Ozzy to Hakas, I would have closed out the game, yeah.
But now this gives another turn to Pain.
Ooh. You're right, it really did just give him another turn. It felt safer getting the 2 wards, but nope, it wasn't.
It was not.
It was the night before Evil Eye.
That's literally where my mind was going to.
Yeah.
And not a follower was stirring.
Not even a Bunnick.
Perfect.
That was great.
This is good.
That was good.
This is really good. All right, so
now we'll add that to the album.
Yeah, we'll add that to the Shadowverse album. So we're in a position now where Shadow Shadette did not play with tempo. So now is in a worse position. But this isn't terrible. Prime Dragon Keeper here to kind of save the day. Double Disdainful Rend will definitely help out here.
Bow your head, fool.
There's the third one.
More Dahakas. All right, so there's a lethal setup if no removal happens. But I think, again...
This is it, yeah, this is the last turn.
There is a turn that Pain might be able to live through. Well, no. Okay, yes. If you get rid of the Servant here, you're safer. It doesn't feel that way, but you're safer. You'll survive at 1 defense.
That is true. If you get rid of you get rid of the Servant and don't use a Razor Claw.
You're never using Razor Claw here.
No,
that's never happening. But I know it feels, but I mean, if you're thinking about Ozzy to Haka specifically, right? The highest chance.
The only massive storm option in your opponent's deck.
I think you have to consider leaving the Prime Dragon Keeper. It stinks, but you need to give yourself as much time as possible. If he kills the PDK, he's dead.
Yes. He'll go down to 8 and then 6. Yep. It's got to be the Servant. He knows it. Come on.
You're killing me, Pain.
This is... I'm like squeezing the desk right now.
You're killing me, Pain. I mean, you could also be thinking Waters is the Orca, but that's not lethal.
No, it's not lethal.
Oh,
no!
Pain! Oh. And that's the match. Shadow Shadette knows it as soon as he sees the removal spell, claps his hands, and that's going to be it. Game over, Ozzy to Haka.
2-0 in favor.
Shadow Shadette gave Pain an extra turn by not playing an early Ozzy to Haka. Pain made the mistake of destroying the wrong follower.
Yep.
Shadow Shadette took it home.
Yep. Very well played. And that's Shadette going to the grand finals.
Pain, so close, but Shadow Shadette not taking anyone prisoner.
No, he's coming for blood, man.
He's coming for blood. Shadow Shadette, you know, honestly, one of the players in Europe that really deserves to be here in the finals. Now, in saying that, does have to beat Mia twice. But if there's any player that can do it,
it's certainly Shadette. I mean, like, I kind of like, I really like the way today's played out. I mean, we've got a veteran in the finals. We've got a new player in the finals.
Yep.
Who's it going to be, man?
Who's it going to be is the real question. I think a lot of stuff is up in the air right now. You know, this is, again, an opportunity for both of these players to show up, show us what they're made of, get their spot in the Contenders Cup, and play against the region's best for a shot at that trip to Japan.
Yeah, let's check out the bracket to see these players' paths to victory. Mia took down Nivis T, took down Pain, advanced to the grand finals, and Shadette started in the loser's bracket, took down Nivis T, took down Siyashi, just saw him take down Pain 2-0. And we're here. We're in the grand finals. It's either going to be Mia or it's going to be Shadow Shadette who earns the ticket to the Contenders Cup, gets the free trip to Los Angeles for one more match of Shadowverse, possibly 2 for Shadow Shadette if he resets the bracket.
Possibly 2. That's right. That's right. Now, I think either player has a chance. You know what I mean? They both have good decks.
Sure.
Not really much more to say. I want to see how it plays out. I just want to see more games. I want to see more games of Shadowverse.
We're going to see more games.
More games.
More games.
More games.
Going to break. More games when we get back.
Sick of not being a millionaire? Playing Shadowverse could get you an all-expenses-paid trip to Japan to compete for a massive $1 million first-place prize in the Shadowverse World Grand Prix. That's right, $1 million. So how do you win $1 million? First, you have to qualify for one of our 3 Contenders Cups. We have one for Southeast Asia and Oceania, one for the Americas, and one for Europe. These cups are where 2018's top players are flown to LA or Singapore to fight for the World Grand Prix invitations. It's gonna be epic. And how do you qualify for our Contenders Cups? First off, mark up your calendars because this year we are introducing the Shadowverse World Circuit. This consists of 3 offline tournaments that anyone can take part in: DreamHack Tours, the SVO Open, and DreamHack Montreal. Anybody from anywhere can compete for the 10K prize pool per tournament. And as an added bonus for local players, winning your home region's tournament will get you flown to the Contenders Cup to fight for a slot in the World Grand Prix. You can also secure a Contenders Cup slot by winning one of our Pan America or European Spring or Summer online tournaments. Some slots for the Contenders Cups will go to players with the most 2018 league points. We've got 4 slots for competitors in Pan America, 4 slots for Europe, and 2 for SVO. Didn't make the cut? No sweat. There's one more chance to qualify via our last chance wildcard tournaments that will take place in each region in September. Win one of those and boom, you're in. You'll be gatecrashing the Contenders Cup with all the other contenders, where an almighty clash of wills shall decide the final players who get to take part in the World Grand Prix. So this year, we are giving even more people even more chances than ever to win cash, just for playing Shadowverse. Our 2018 Global Esports calendar now covers 120 countries. And if winning money and basking in esports glory all sounds a bit like too much effort, just sit back and relax. We'll be streaming Shadowverse Esports all year round on the official channel so you can watch the best players in the world slug it out week to week. It's never been a better time for competitive Shadowverse. What are you waiting for? Go check out ShadowverseOpen.com.
We are about to witness an alpha Shadowverse male in his natural habitat. Never before has a task so grand been presented to him. The Shadowverse Contenders Cup. Simultaneously, he forages for food. The pressure mounts as he considers the $1 million first place prize. We are about to witness a key moment in the species' evolution. Magnificent. Tune in at twitch.com/CyGamesEsports.
顔を合わせた時に仲良くできる、そういうチームの方が自分好みだなという気はします。
Like a group of people that have been playing for a long time, there's a lot of history.
对我来说 SVO 是一个非常特别的战队。
みんな仲良く行こうみたいな感じで、ファミリーっていう感じするじゃない。
It's a good feeling. I feel very honored. It's an honor to be on this team with everybody.
Technically day 1 for Shadowverse. So I'm excited and I'm feeling pretty confident today. There's about 70 players, so I think I can make day 2.
Day 1 at DreamHack, and the venue's really huge. Crumson and I have made a really strong lineup, and I think we'll go really far. I'm hoping to make it to day 2 and take it home with the first place finish.
Alright, so we just finished and I'm back at the Airbnb. I'm super tired. We played 8 rounds of Swiss, so me and Potwatcher both made it today too, so that's really good. I'm glad he made it. He definitely deserves it, and hopefully he'll do well tomorrow.
Is going to be the first player to make it into the final. He's useless. And that is just going to be
gonna
it.
pass. Wow, Omega says, I'm tapping out. Crumzian is going to 3-0.
The finals.
The grand finals.
You know, it's amazing to be able to win a LAN, right? Because I've proven myself online, but I have not won anything in person yet, so.
We've seen Shadow Shadowverse and Mia make it to the grand finals, and then that's the last match of the day.
It is. It is the last match of the day. It's been a hard-fought battle with all of our players today, honestly, and I can't wait to see the vindication on Shadow Shadowverse's face if he wins after resetting the bracket. And Mia, an unknown player, if he wins,
we get a new face.
We
in the
get a new
Contenders
face
Cup.
in the Contenders Cup. It's going to be a great day either way. I like the fact that Ban Ragudu won yesterday, a completely unknown, getting in here, and like you just saw the elation on his face. I mean, winning a tournament like this means so much.
It was like the realization was like hitting him. Like as we had the interview, he was like, "Yeah, I'm really excited to come to the Contenders Cup." Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm.
Oh, yeah, it's happening.
Yeah,
it's great stuff. It's great stuff. So hopefully we can get an interview with players today. If not, that's fine too. But Shadow Shadowverse, you know, of course, he's on camera, so he's ready to go. If so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So speaking of exciting things, Shadow Nexus and Panda Global have got some exciting things coming up. There's the Omen of the 10 World Tournament, 3-deck, 1-ban Swiss format. You want to talk about this? It's kind of your thing.
That's right. Saturday, October 6th at 10 a.m. EDT or 4 p.m. CEST. Region free. That's what the World Tournament means. It means it doesn't matter where you live in the world. You can play in this event, earn the prizing that is there. I'm not going to tell you what it is on stream. Go to Battlefy, check it out, sign up for the tournament, see what the prizing is. It's money and other stuff. Other stuff is way cooler.
Money and other stuff. I don't know. Like, I guess it depends on what the other stuff is.
I mean,
if money's cooler.
It's really cool stuff. We always do cool stuff for these tournaments, and this is sponsored. Panda Global's involved. It's gonna be a good tournament.
I really like the region free aspect of it.
It's great. Everyone can play. It'll be an open tournament for everyone.
Very nice. Yep, October 6th, this coming Saturday, 10 a.m. Sign up. It's gonna be great.
Let's go. All right, so let's get back to the tournament, folks. Where are we at? Mia versus Shadow Shadowverse in the grand final. Shadow Shadowverse has to reset the bracket and win twice if he wants to win. Mia just once. We've got a battle, of course, of Germany versus Poland. Okay.
Germany versus Poland. Nice little World War II callback there. That's pretty nice. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. So we'll see if they you know, destroy each other or not. I think it'll be more pleasant than that.
I think history has taught us some lessons, and that's fighting is inevitable, man.
That's
War is a certainty.
That's
we don't have to talk about that. We've got PDK versus Dark Beast Bat. This is what the Europeans have kind of settled on.
PDK.
PDK is really strong. We didn't see PDK yesterday at all, I don't think. we saw some Disdain Dragon.
I don't think PDK was in the mix in the top 8 yesterday, no. No. I think PDK is a good place to be. I think right now, specifically because of Blood, I think PDK is a good place to be. When the format shifts a little bit, slows down, I think PDK will have to transition into more of a Ramp Dragon package. But as it stands right now, PDK feels really good.
So there's some mind games going into like the first choice of decks. Do you bring Dark Feast or do you bring Dragon Crab first?
I think you just bring Dragon.
You just bring Dragon Crab?
Dragon.
Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because then you bring Dragon. Okay. That's fair enough. But, yeah, then if someone wanted to try to, then
I'll
there's
play the
Dragons
Dragon
there.
Mirror any day of the week. I've been playing Dragon Mirrors for years.
All right, we'll see if
So,
Shadette and Mia
that's what I
are
would
as
do.
confident as you are.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most comfortable matchups once you start playing into it because it's all about tempo. I know I've been saying that word a little bit, maybe out of context, and you guys are like, what does he mean with tempo? If you are the proactive player in the Dragon Mirror, meaning they have to respond to you, especially with cards like Ozzy Dahaka or full boards or something like that, you gain the advantage. That's why I think Frenzy Drake is one of those really nice pushes because they can do whatever they want. You play Frenzy Drake, they can't really just stop and deal with it and promote themselves.
Right, yeah.
So Frenzy Drake, if they can't deal with it, you just win the game. If they can deal with it, then you play your Ozzy Dahaka with tempo, and then they have to answer that. And then even if you don't have the next Ozzy Dahaka, you play out a board, they have to deal with that.
Sure.
And then you give yourself more time to just keep pushing forward.
All the while working up to that point, there's Galmuse coming down. You're clearing the board with your PDKs, trying to like play that mind game of do I play the first PDK?
Is usually better.
Okay,
it's always better to be reactive on the full board clear there. But let's get into this game. Let's see what these players decide to do. It will be Dragon from Mia and Shadow Shadette opening up with Blood.
Okay, I guess he feels like maybe Mia would have gone with Bloodcraft first. I guess he might have been watching those games and thought that signing up with Bloodcraft first.
Why does everybody have
Dude, you got to really get on that train, man.
I don't know what's wrong with my life.
You're doing something wrong, man, and it's frankly it's embarrassing.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. So this is a hand where Mia really wants an Oracle. Again, we've already seen how potent that Serpent Drake plus Disdainful Rending opening can be. This is no different. Shadow Shadette deciding probably to hold on to both of these. Has a Blood Pact for turn 2. Very clear chance at a Floros for turn 2.
Yeah, pretty good chances. Just has to get one more 0-cost spell, and then he'll have it.
It'll happen.
Could be, yeah, it's 4 cards.
It'll happen.
4 cards in the deck could be it. Starling Chains, okay, not it, but still.
Not even going for it. Okay, biding time. Giving himself more options to get there. No, nothing wrong with this. Now, this
ticket
is
self-damage, of course, yeah.
This is one of those situations where because Shadow Shadette has plays for the next few turns, doesn't really need to play Restless Parish. So I don't mind this holding on to them.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Oracle or turn 2 late. Man, Oracle. You know, when you show up on turn 3 and not turn 2, feels kind of bad. You're still fine with it.
Still fine. He could still ramp this turn. I mean, you'll be on 5 play points next turn.
I think it's better to put something in play. I think against Bloodcraft, you always want to have something in play before the Evo turns.
If Mia had a clear play on turn 5, but he doesn't. Oh, okay.
Well, I guess Disdainful Rend is still there.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Disdainful Rend with Serpent Drink, yeah. Okay, so he's got board fill, clear options as well.
All right, at this point, I think it's just forced. You have to play your parishes. You need plays at this point.
Yeah.
But no, gonna hold on to him.
Yeah, just playing the Blood Pact, playing the longer game.
All right.
Like that makes sense with the hand that Shadette has.
Yeah, but I mean, there still isn't really an amazing option for next turn. There's Floros, but Floros, when you know your opponent has a White Frost in their hand,
yeah.
Especially when you're evoing it, yeah, you get to heal, which is really good.
Yeah, next turn Shadette can Floros, Restless Parish again. He'll be at 15. Evolved Floros heals him right back up to 20.
Well, at this point, I'm okay with Mia just passing again. You play your Dragon Oracle, pass. Don't really need to do anything.
No, yeah, that's fine. He's working up. He's got the Poseidon.
I'm not a big fan of this play. Into the Evo turn?
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of this.
You're going up in play points. You could play the Serpent Drake for the enhanced cost later on and just gain even more value there.
Not a huge fan of this play. As a matter of fact, I've not been a huge fan of most of Mia's plays today, but, that's not for me to say.
Grand Finals.
He's in the Grand Finals. I'm not. And like we've been talking about both days, this is a new format, and learning about new ways to play all of these decks is exactly what we want to be doing. I don't have to agree with a single play any player makes. They're still winning.
Really nice Floros activation there, and the pre-volve. on the Servant of Lust and not the Floros. I guess healing for 3 is fine. He has another Floros in hand.
Yeah, it just makes it very hard to evo into target here. Basically saying, you know what? If you have Galmu, I'm not gonna lose my board to it.
Even Feline Evolved can clear off one of these followers.
Yeah, the board can get cleared here.
Yep, with Stainful Rend.
Yeah, a lot of different ways to do it, actually. You can just do it with just the Feline. Prime Dragon Keeper plus Feline.
There's not 8 play points.
Doesn't. No, it does get there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close. Because with the Stainful Rend, I think there was enough, right? You play PDK. It hits either follower. Obviously, you hope. No, actually, you play PDK and Disdainful Rend first. Yeah, then you can clear
on
the board
Floros
pretty easy.
and then 2, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this works too. Maybe just get a little bit less out of it this way. But yeah, using White Frost, perfectly fine here.
Yeah, you get to save the PDK for another turn.
But saving it after you play the Poseidon doesn't feel great. Yeah. Because then you don't have anything left to use it with. This is the one thing I was kind of running into with PDK. This is why I kind of just was like, you know what, maybe Galmu's fine by itself, just because it doesn't require other cards.
You can get a little bit more card draw on the deck. Yeah. Don't have to rely on those low-cost followers emptying out your hand.
However, when PDK is good, it's great.
It's great.
Turns out, when you play Poseidon, the 2 guards also proc PDK. That feels really good. But yeah, I like the way Shadowshet's playing this. Just very mindful, playing a long game.
Yep,
Not
just
too
trying
worried.
to get his Dark Feast up as much as he can. I think Poseidon is a clear play here.
Poseidon's good. I actually don't mind the setup of double PDK just because you don't have anything to use with it outside of Poseidon. Maybe forcing out an Evil Eye Demon before Poseidon.
Right. That would do it. That would force out an Evil Eye.
Yeah. But this is a fine play too. Nothing wrong with this. And technically, Mia is still ahead here, right? Still at 18. Big bodies on the field. No Ozzy to Haka's in hand, though. Definitely looking for some Ozzies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Mia's ahead, but that Dark Feast is ticking up fast.
It is ticking up fast.
And there's going to be another one coming in hand soon. I mean, Shadowshet, that's playing for the draw.
Yeah, and playing the Poseidon first, man.
When Dark Feast gets up to 8, 9, you only need 2. No matter what. No matter what health total your opponent's at.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, these PDKs just not doing anything now.
I think you just gotta... You have to slam the PDKs down.
You have to play at least one so you can remove the Evil Eye Demon. But it's a similar situation, right? If your opponent, you just use their Evil Eye Demon and their Evo, maybe you play into it a little bit more by playing both PDKs and just hoping you get a sweet top deck. I don't mind just saving one PDK in hand here, though.
Sure, it kind of guarantees that if there's another Evil Eye, if there's 2 board clears or what have you, that PDK will still gain some value.
I just think Mia is backing himself into a corner with the plays right now.
A little bit, yeah.
Not very much left to do here.
Burn the darkness. Scorch the light.
So this is Evo plus White Frost? Okay. Going for more board clear here. I like it. So maybe Disdainful plus White Frost. Everything being used except for the second PDK.
To strike one's own mother.
That feels really rough.
Yeah, leaving the Disciple feels pretty rough going into a turn 7 as well, where Dark Feast batch is going to get pumped even more.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this will just be a Dark Feast bat turn.
Honestly, yeah. Attack first. No blood pact.
Doesn't need to, though. It could be, but realistically, I mean, Shadowshet feels like he's very much ahead right now. So just playing for the OTK with the single Dark Feast bat seems perfectly fine.
Yeah, and he doesn't know where the next Dark Bat is. You know, there's 20 cards left in his deck. Could be anywhere.
Sure. And now with a Vera, you can really Evo Vera and double draw with Blood Pact again if you want to go super late. But Shadow Shadet's got to be thinking, you know, what if those are 2 Ozzy to Hakas in hand? How do I play with this? Vera Evolve might need to come out, not this turn, but a turn after if an Ozzy to Haka is played.
If there is 2 Ozzy to Hakas in hand, I feel like Vera Evolve is most certainly the play.
But no Vera Evolve here, so just drawing some more cards. Dark Feast Bat's got to be pretty big by now.
Setting up for the biggest Dark Feast Bat possible next turn. More than likely lethal next turn.
Yeah. Bat's at 10 right now.
Okay, yeah, with those 3 Disciples attacking, that's another 6 damage. They've Evo'd Pure-Hearted Singer.
Yeah, this is an awkward play here from Shadow Shadet too. For instance, if it, well, no, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Even if it was an Ozzy to Haka, you wouldn't need to attack with any of the Disciples. Because you would just be able to attack with the Pure-Hearted Singer.
Let's teach you how powerless.
Care to touch?
But yeah, honestly, so another quick tip against Bloodcraft. If they're at low defense and you can get them low with attacks and things like that, just let them stay in play. Because your opponent can't attack with them.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But if you kill them for them, then they get the damage in. But in this particular case, I don't think Mia has a choice. You have to play the PDK. You have to hope for the best. But there's no way out of this lethal here. Shadow Shadet is going to take this first game. Yeah, I mean, you can take care of the Singer, but you can't take care of both followers here.
Meanwhile, the Bat is in hand. Shadow Shadet will be at 8 play points next turn, so won't be able to Snarling Chains into the Bat, anything like that. But still, yeah, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I think the Restless Parish was enough. Even if it wasn't.
And there's a Gift of Bloodkin. Very nice.
Yeah, the Disciple will be enough. The Parish, the Blood, you know, I mean, the Gift of Bloodkin, any of these things, okay, or just everything.
Yep. Shadow Shadet taking game 1, and Dark Feast takes down PDK. Very, very formidable, very convincing win from Shadow Shadet. He knew how to play Mia's game.
Yeah. I don't like to harp on a lot of things, but I think Mia is a little lost in this matchup. But you know what? I can't really say that either, right? Because he had to play against it all day today.
Well, he hasn't played against Shadow Shadet.
That's true. He hasn't played against Shadow Shadet. Shadow Shadet's a pretty good player. Knows what he's doing in this matchup. All right, so game 1 over. Now Prime Dragon Keeper with 2 shots to win for Shadow Shadet. See what happens. Phoenix Roost. That's a card I miss. Did you know Phoenix Roost is still technically in the game?
Yeah, it's in Unlimited.
No, I mean, technically it's still in rotation.
Oh, you're right.
Technically.
Technically, yeah.
You can still play Phoenix Roost in rotation. You have to get lucky, but it's possible.
You probably have to get a little bit more than lucky with Phoenix Roost in rotation.
Yeah, I mean, you could possibly. I mean, what I mean is you have to get lucky to even get it, right?
Right.
Treasure map. You gotta
That's
find
true.
the treasure, man. It's another reason to play treasure map, folks.
Because you
don't
might
do
get
that.
a Phoenix Roost. Don't do that. Don't do as we say, and certainly don't do as we do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so both players with decent draws here. Only one player, a good Dragoncraft player, having a Dragon Oracle in hand. That is the mark. That is the first mark.
That is the benchmark of the skill of the Dragoncraft player.
That's right. Do they have the Oracle in their opener?
Yep.
Shadow Shadet definitely failing that test, but it's okay. I think a more robust hand at the moment for Shadow Shadet, but ramp is always important in this matchup.
And I feel like throughout the day, Shadow Shadet's been playing Dragoncraft the best out of all the other players.
I agree. 100% agree.
Oh man, that draw from Mia.
Another reason why PDK is kind of awkward.
You've got these 3/4 cost followers that you're not playing on 4.
You've got a 5-drop. You're probably not playing on 5. I mean, you could. That's definitely a 5-drop you can play on 5. You can, I mean, but you're still out of Evo points?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you play the PDK here, right? There's no way. You know that Feline can just take it out.
Yep. This is the one time you do not follow the first rule of Shadowverse.
Yeah. when you have value cards that are good later in the game but not so good early. All right, Shadow Shadowverse making up for his bad dragon playing by drawing his Dragon Oracle here.
Drawing first with the Disciple of Disdain. Very nice. Cycles through the deck. Dragon Oracle as well.
All right, so both players, good Dragoncraft players. They're on the board with the Oracle.
Very, very nice. Okay, yeah, I think Galmew's, well,
doesn't do anything here.
Doesn't do anything.
Servant was a good pickup, though. It allows for a Disdainful Rending, even though this is a really awkward board to use your Disdainful Rending on.
Yeah, you do get to draw. I feel like drawing is so important for Mia, though.
I think, honestly, right now, you just pass again. I know it feels really funky, but it's okay. I promise you it's okay. With Galmew in hand, next turn you can use the Evo Galmew and play to rend and basically just wipe out the entire board, which is fine. And then that leads you into your turn 7 PDK turn where you already have a Servant.
Yeah.
I think you just pass.
There. You don't just...
No, I think you just pass.
Oh,
if you play Servant and Rend now, you're literally just giving up, I feel like, too much against almost nothing.
Yeah. Not even Galmew, just for the body? There's
definitely not Galmew.
Yeah.
If you play Galmew now, you literally aren't doing anything the rest of this game until these Aussie Dahakas. Yeah, it feels bad, but I think pass is the best play.
2 turns in a row. Oh, my gosh.
But it's Dragon Mirror. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I know it feels like it, but did you remember watching our Forest games, you know, a while ago where people would just pass on 4, 5, 6? It's fine. In mirror matchups, where you're playing to the late game, passing is just fine. And it looks like Mia does find the pass here. And believe me, I know how weird it feels. I get it.
Oh, it feels weird.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
Swing your might around. See what it gets.
See? Now look. Now look at this board. Now look at Galmew, Evo'd with the Disdainful Rend.
It's pretty good. It's a lot better.
Pretty good.
I guess the damage that Mia took to face was inevitable, really.
Yeah, you're going to take it anyway. It's pre-Evo. But now you have a really good draw. Now you can clear the entire board. You can set up for a Prime Dragon Keeper. All these things are good. Now, if Galmew's not to play this turn, I might get a little confused, but yeah.
Very nice.
Forge yourself.
There we go.
Tear away from your beam and fly beneath me.
Disdainful Rend on the Disciple.
So
clears off one
you run the
follower,
Galmew, directly into the Feline. Give it the least amount of damage, and then you rend.
Very nice.
And you get 6 damage in for your trouble. So you catch right back up in the damage race. Good stuff. 2 Aussie Dahakas. Okay. Now PDK has extra food. Waters of the Orcas also play. Of course,
Extra
not next
fuel,
turn. Prime Dragon Keeper now drawn for Shadow Shadowverse as well, right into turn 7. But very awkward card to play your PDK into.
3 defense on the, wouldn't go away with one ping, would it?
No. So again, another thing to realize, I know it might seem obvious, but for players that don't know, whenever Galmew takes damage, that does not destroy him. He uses his effect. So that means if you do it to your opponents as well, it will happen. So you need to be very careful not to activate it for them. It's another 3 damage to your face and another removal option to your board. See players on the ladder making that mistake a lot.
And let's see, Mia has PDK and Ayala, which is all right, but yeah, an odd number of play points this turn is not ideal.
No, it's not ideal, but this is the perfect ramp situation into these Aussie Dahakas, so I think it's mandatory. You Evo this, you get your Aussie Dahakas to 8. You're ready to fire off. You're ready to go.
Yep.
Aussie Dahaka into Aussie Dahaka. You're ahead in the race. Push it.
You got 12 damage from the Aussie Dahaka. Your opponent's at 13. You'll certainly find that extra point of damage somewhere. So Shadet's got to think. Certainly has to consider that. There's Poseidon available for Shadet, so he has, I think, easy access to the ward there.
Yeah, Poseidon's actually pretty insane, but he might be a little too afraid because Prime Dragon Keeper lives, and that's scary because Waters of the Orca can come down and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Disdainful Rend is active as well, and he can still install his own Galmew even after that, get even more face damage, set up for his own Aussie Dahaka. That feels pretty good to me.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, you can just play Galmu and then Disdainful Rend. That'll clear board, and then you can go face with the Pure-Hearted Singer with an Evo. It's not bad. You get double reduced cost on Ozzy Dahaka this turn. It's not a bad turn at all.
That's true. It's true. Goes down to 7, man.
Pretty good. When you can do an Ozzy Dahaka protected by a ward in the mirror, that's pretty dope.
What is the lowest you've ever seen an Ozzy Dahaka get?
6. 6 is the lowest I've ever gotten it.
I'm trying to think. I know I've definitely gotten it to 6, possibly 5 with Warbreaker Dragoon. And
it never sits in my
like
hand
that.
long enough to get lower. Yeah. I play my Ozzy Dahakas. I don't know about most people. I get them on the board. So apparently we've been hearing horror stories that players have been, you know, played 2 in the same turn.
2 Ozzy Dahakas on the same turn. That's dirty.
Yeah.
You just go home after that.
Yeah. 3 Dragoncraft. All right, so I like it. So the way Shadow Shadowed is playing this is, okay, clear your board. Ozzy Dahaka is your best play. Now the wards start. Next turn, he can do it again with Ozzy Dahaka and keep the tempo in his favor. So I'm liking Shadow Shadow's stance here in this game.
Yeah, tempo very important.
No way to break through the ward and play an Ozzy Dahaka for Mia right now. And
This
nothing
is-
really else to do.
That turn was very, very well thought out from Shadowed.
Yep. I think Waters of the Orca is the only play here. Maybe you go big with your Serpent, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think going wide might be better, even against the PDK. You need to be able to break through wards and be able to play your Ozzy Dahaka in the same turn. And you know there's a Whisper in hand. Whisper is going to be easily able to take out that big one follower.
Was it the Ozzy Dahaka?
Yeah, maybe feels like this is the best option.
So does...
I think this is just Whisper Ozzy Dahaka. Easy peasy.
Oh, but I guess he'd have to Evo first to get the Ozzy Dahaka down to 7. That would have been 9, but okay, just wants to get more awards.
This is fine too.
Care to touch?
Play super safe. Nothing wrong with this. Honestly, you can even Evo the Prime Dragon Keeper here if you want to.
I don't mind that at all.
No, this opens up the White Frost Whisper plus Ozzy Dahaka play as well.
This is where it ends.
And at this point, I don't think there's anything Mia can draw. I think this is just really well played endgame from Shadow Shadowed in the mirror. And not much to do to force the win back in Mia's favor here. Yep, no way to damage, no way to damage this Galmu from hand, so that's going to be it. Shadow Shadowed's going to reset this bracket 2-0.
Wow. Coming back with a tour de force, 2-0 to reset the bracket. Very, very well played from Shadow Shadowed. Very well played from Mia as well, but still, I mean, Shadow Shadowed, it's got to do it again.
Crushing it. Just understanding the matchup very well, knowing what to do here.
Bow your head, fool.
Steer away from Dwarf and fly beneath me.
Okay, maybe I called it a little too soon. Maybe a Disciple off the top or a Rend off the top could have done something here, but that is not the case. Not wrong.
Nope, unfortunately, too much damage in play. Ozzy Dahaka's in hand. Mia taps out. Oh boy, feeling good.
Yep, Shadow Shadowed's like still alive, fighting.
There's nerves, man.
Oh
this
yeah.
is
Oh yeah.
The bracket's been reset. This is the last match of Shadowverse to decide who will get invited to the Contenders Cup.
This is the last match of the Shadowverse Open.
Pretty much.
And then yeah, we're moving on to the Contenders Cup.
Contenders Cup in 2 weeks. World Grand Prix after that.
That's right. Everybody's gonna be locked into the Contenders Cup. After the Contenders Cup, they'll be locked in for Japan.
Yeah.
After that, they'll be in Japan, and then they'll be playing
in
for
Japan, and then
$1
it's December, and then it's Christmas time, man. Give me those presents.
That's
so
true.
I mean,
2 presents are good.
Yeah, it's been a good year. This is the last match of Shadowverse we're gonna watch on the Shadowverse Open together.
Yeah, the last year.
Oh well, yeah, for the rest of the year. You know,
The
I'm not
last season of
the
the
last
year.
season of the year.
Yeah. I'm like the last year.
Last,
okay.
yeah.
Anyway, so let's get back to the matchup. So from what we've seen, honestly, this is mirror versus mirror. It's whoever understands the matchups better is going to win. So far, it's shown to be Shadow Shadowed.
Throughout the day, it certainly has. Yeah.
Let's see if Mia can find some composure in this last set to come back and take it down.
You can still do it, Mia. I mean, this is literally anybody's game. Shadow Shadowed, you can still do it as well.
Relax.
Take some breaths.
Go take a sip of water. Go hug your dog.
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
Eat, drink, and be merry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come back, sit down with a fresh head, and especially if you're watching chat while you play, big mistake. Don't do it because people are gonna rail on you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if people say, you know, weird things, you know, it might, you know,
even
twist your mind
if you
into
think
certain
you
things.
have thick skin about those kind of things, you don't.
Yeah.
It's gonna get in your head because there's there's thousands of opinions just being thrown out about everything.
First of all,
there's just
what
so
you have
many
to realize
voices
is that they're all wrong.
Yes.
Because they're not where you are right now. Okay.
Yeah.
We're wrong a lot of the time.
Sure.
But I mean, you got to listen to us. You don't have a choice.
We're here talking. Yeah, you don't have a choice.
But it doesn't matter. This is it. Last match of the Shadowverse Open. Winner gets to the Contenders Cup.
That's right.
And we're about to jump
That's right.
right
Mia,
in.
Shadow Shadet, you've made it this far. Close your eyes, take a breath, buckle down, because this is it. It's going to come down. Could come down to 2 games. Could come down to 3 games. But either way, we're going to be seeing some Dark Feast Spat into PDK. We're going to be seeing some PDK mirror matchups. It's going to be exciting.
Now, do we think things are going to change? So we saw Shadow Shadet play Blood into Dragon first. Do you think that's going to affect the matchup next? Do you think Mia might change?
It could affect what Mia chooses to do. Mia might want to go Bloodcraft first.
It
okay,
does.
nice.
So Mia says, you know what? You're playing Blood first. I'm playing Blood first.
Very nice.
Let's go. We've seen players win on the play and the draw. More often on the draw, I believe, in this matchup. But I think it's fine either way. Shadow Shadet has a very removal-heavy hand going second. Not too happy with it.
And in the mirror matchup, having more evolution points is so vital because both decks are flooded with Evil Eye Demons Vera cards that need evolution points to really gain their full effectiveness.
That's right. I like the mulligan choice here from Mia. Finding the Floros always feels weird. You're like, stop it. You're supposed to come out of my deck, not out of my hand.
It's an interesting choice, too, because Crimson Desire is a card that exists. 3 cost, deal 2 damage to your leader, recover an evolution point.
Not played in any deck, not even as a 1-0.
It feels really strong in the mirror matchup.
It does.
When you want to be like constantly spamming out your Evil Eye Demons and Veras.
Yeah, I mean, you can play a Crimson Desire into a Vera, evolve, and it feels pretty good late game.
Yeah.
You get used out of those extra Veras.
Or even if you still have an Evolution Orb for a Vera, play Vera, evolve. You don't take the damage, but you still just get that evolution point back for free.
Get it right back. Yeah.
You just a 3-cost spell, get an Evolution Orb. Really good.
Seems good. And you get some self-damage in there. So Mia really just deciding if he wants to play this Restless Parish or not. I feel like if that was the choice, probably should have played it last turn. So I think holding on to it's just fine here. You have another play in Servant next turn, but maybe really wants to get a removal.
It depends on if he wants to get a 3-drop, a play for next turn. He has Servant of Lust, so that's fine.
Servant's fine, yeah. I think finding the removal is not a big deal because you're expecting Shadow Shadet to remove your follower. So just finding more threats is probably where he needs to be. And honestly, Mia has the threats. He's got Servant, he's got Floros. Saving the Restless Parish right now is fine.
Right. I'm saving it for something that you might specifically need. Servant of Lust, yeah, got to be the play.
Now, with this play, there is an option to be playing the Restless Parish here just because you don't necessarily want to play Floros out before Evo points, but holding on to it's also fine.
It's fine. There's no banishing. I mean, you're going to heal back from the Floros anyway.
I like this Evil Eye, and you can open up Disciple now. Again, tricky play, but later in the game, it's a little bit easier to deal with these Floroses, so Disciple seems fine here on 3.
Yeah, especially when your opponent doesn't have an Evo Orb. They might be wanting to play some of their followers, like a Floros, for instance.
I think Floros will be the play here. Just makes sense.
Mia could Evil Eye Demon to get some more self-damage and then install a Disciple of Lust of his own. But then you're really giving away a lot to your opponent.
Giving away the Evil Eye Demon here is pretty rough. Especially when you're not drawing a lot of cards here. You don't have a Blood Pact yet. You haven't been using this Restless Parish. I actually wouldn't necessarily mind Restless Parish being used for the bat option here with a Disciple, just to get some more tempo going.
Right.
But that doesn't feel great either. Maybe even Parish for the bat and pass, just to not put the Disciple in play. But I think I like Floros the best.
Yeah, that was my first choice.
Yeah. This, of course, plays into, all the removal spells, but I think you just got to do it. And I think Mia has correctly identified that, okay, I just need card draw now.
Yes, it's going to get removed, but the heal, card draw, very, very important.
All right, so as far as activations are concerned, Evil Eye Demon, Razor Claw, Ping from the Disciple, and Gift can pull out a Floros this turn if Shadow Shadet wants it.
My word is my bond.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
This could be Evo Face, Razor Claw, Gift, Floros.
I like Evo Face.
Ooh, or trade. I don't mind this either.
Taking off your opponent's bat, that's not bad either. Oh, but Evo Face.
Evo Face feels pretty good. I don't mind trading, though.
Let me weave you alive.
No Evo face. Okay, Evo Floros.
Trade in for the... He's thinking about it.
There we go.
Okay.
That's what I like to see.
That's
what I
nice.
like to see.
That's nice.
All right, healing for 5 in the mirror. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Now, realistically, Shadowshed doesn't have anything else going on here. It has another Floros, so it can survive a little while longer, but it doesn't have any card draw. Isn't playing for a Dark Feast bat or anything like that just yet.
Meanwhile, Mia has an Evil Eye Demon to help clear the board this turn. He has Blood Pact for more draw, Scorpius, and his own Dark Feast bat. So Shadowverse is, living off the top.
The question is Evil Eye Demon at 4? Looks like
It's got to be at 4. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
But no, I think 4 has been hit. No.
Oh, it's only
not
been
4.
3. Okay, so well, you got to trade the demon in. That's fine.
Not a fan of this play if it's not at 4.
Yeah.
I don't like trading the whole turn for this. Now Floros can just get played with the Disciple. 1-2. Maybe even pre-Evo the Floros again. Probably not.
Well, you know your opponent's only at 3. What could happen for 1? It's at 5 defense.
That's true. It does circumvent all of the removal spells.
A Vera Evolve's not going to take it out. Unless it's used with another removal spell. I think that's a nice use of your second evolution orb.
Yeah. Okay. It's happening. All right. I think Disciple might see play. No. Okay. Shadowshed says, you know what? I'm not going to help you do anything. Deal with my 7/5.
Mia does have a Scorpius, so that's certainly a way to do it.
That's the only way right now.
He's got to. He can't use the evolution orb on the Vera.
Using your last Evo on a Scorpius when you have a Vera in hand when you're behind in defense total doesn't feel good at all.
Does not feel good at all.
Okay, so 1 instance of damage. 2, 3. No way to get to the 4th this turn. Dark Feast bat for me is at 5 right now.
Not really relevant next turn unless it's just used to clear something off, which it might, depending on what Shadowverse is able to draw.
I think now you just got to play the Vera out. Got to get some tempo going.
Yeah. Get a follower on board. Try to get some damage.
Yep. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Oh, playing out the Disciples instead. Okay. I guess with the bat, that makes sense.
Yep.
If it's at 5, it can get popped to 7. I mean, that's not a lot, but it is a removal spell, and it does bring you forward tempo here. I'm actually not even a fan of clearing this. Just keep your opponent at the Disciples, you know, just let them.
You get the two damage effects on yourself.
That's true.
So when you do come into your own bat, it'll have much more damage. I think that might
this be a forced bat unless the top deck happens to clear this Evil Eye Demon. That's not it.
Yeah, it's just Dark Feast bat used to clear off the Evil Eye Demon.
This means top decks right now from Shadowshed are a lot more potent. Mia's at 10. Dark Feast bats for Shadowshed are going to be very strong.
They are more potent for Shadowshed, but does he have a way to clear off this bat?
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's 1 damage away. That's not a way.
That's
a way to heal.
It's a way to heal and keep himself alive, yeah. So he's not...
He might get a bat. He might get bats. Bats can help him clear. See what he goes for. He goes for bats. Okay. I like it. This is a more straightforward option. This at least gets him to 5 damage for a Dark Feast bat next turn. But in saying that, is he going to be able to deal with Dark Feast bat, an Evil Eye Demon, and other things?
I don't know. There's a lot of pressure on Mia's side. I think Shadowshed really, really needs that Dark Feast bat. He'll certainly win him the game.
I think you poor face here if you're Mia. I think you play your Evil Eye Demon.
Yep.
I think you play your Vera. You just tempo. You just hope your opponent does not have that bat.
Yep. Absolutely. I think that's all Mia can do. That's certainly the wisest choice right now.
Very small consideration to use that Evil Eye Demon to remove the 1/1, but I don't think that's the play. Yep. Mia fills up the board. This is on Shadowshed. Can he top deck something here? I think it has to be bat at this point, right?
It's got to be.
If it's not bat, there's not
12 damage right on
clear.
board.
Yeah.
Just have Snarling Chains, but Gift of Bloodkins in hand. Disciple of Lust for Mia.
Let's play the Disciple. Yeah, get it out there.
Yeah.
You don't have to attack with it. That I wouldn't have done.
I wouldn't have done that.
I don't know why you're playing that.
3 damage, 5 damage. That's certainly.
Why would you just give your opponent 2 damage there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not lethal though.
So is there a way that Shadowverse can clear and still make it out alive?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Let's see. So you can. I mean, if you attack with a Disciple, you're just hurting yourself into a Disciple. So you're going to
Snarling Chains on the Evil Eye Demon. Trade one of the bats in.
You're taking 1. You're going to 10.
Uh-huh.
You trade with your Disciple and your bat to clear off the other 2 1/1s.
And you
You're
go to
taking
9.
1, 2 from that. Go to 9. Yeah, you go to 8, actually.
Well, you could clear off the Vera instead
Actually,
of the 2
yeah, no, you're
1/1s.
alive. By 1 defense, you're alive. You can't play the Servant, though. You play the Servant, you die.
Yep. Just right on board. Yeah, Shadowverse has to see that.
I can't believe Mia played the Gift of Bloodkin. Literally just giving Shadowverse 2 damage for free.
Yeah. Yeah, that seemed really wonky.
I mean, yeah, if they have Dark Feast Bat, you lose anyway, but they could have other cards now because you opened the door.
Yep.
Okay, Servant's a losing play.
Oh, I think you're right, yeah.
I think the damage was miscounted.
And then 8.
Oh, okay. If you don't attack with the Disciple, it's not a lethal play. Okay. Can't attack with it.
Yep.
All right, down to the wire. 1 card off the top. That's not lethal.
Oh my gosh.
This is so close.
An old top deck off.
A top deck off.
This is tense.
This is insane. This is the closest I think I've seen a mirror in a long time. And by a long time, I mean 3 days.
Oh, man. Mia's going back and forth.
Yeah, this is such a tough game to pilot here. You know
So-
a bat's coming out.
Uh-huh.
Neither player wants to attack with their Disciple.
So you have to think, okay, so if my opponent draws the Dark Feast Bat, I just lose, right? So that's on the table.
I think the safest play is you Vera into the 1/1, you Dark Feast Bat into the 4/4, and you just pray. This works too. I like this play. Don't attack with your Disciple. Play the Scorpius just in case. This is fine. I don't like this. Don't give your opponent damage.
So if he does that, is anything else besides Bat lethal?
This works, actually. Putting your opponent to 2, very good. Never mind. I kind of like this. No, he goes face. Okay, I guess he wouldn't have put his opponent.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
doesn't
Razor Claw is not it. That's only 5 damage.
That's so close.
And he can't even do it like the. Oh,
yeah, I can't even attack with a Disciple and play the Razor Claw. Wow, Mia is going to win this close nail-biter of a game. Wow.
That was so very close. Well, on that last turn, Mia did the math and realized, okay, the only thing that kills me is Dark Feast Bat.
Yeah.
Even if he draws a Razor Claw, I'm still safe, and he's left at that 1 defense. Wow.
Wow, what a game. Unbelievable stuff.
That was insane.
That was
such
the best mirror we've seen.
That was easily,
this
the
weekend.
best mirror we've seen. Very tense.
Mia showing some chops. When everything is on the line, Mia taking down some games.
Goes up, match point.
This is
Mia has to win 1 more game to get invited to the Contenders Cup. This is it. 1 more PDK game is all you have to play, Mia.
That's right. Life-changing Shadowverse game right here. 1 left, possibly.
1 game.
That's right.
That's all it takes. Send these players your energy. Send them your hype.
This is crazy.
This is...
It's so crazy how intense the games get the later in stages. Obviously, that's just like something that happens, right? It's a mystique that happens. But the players even, you can tell in their games. It's just like, okay, what do I do?
Especially now that we can see the players hovering their cards over.
Yeah. Do I attack here? Do I not attack with this? Oh, man. What do I do?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let me retake this. Yeah.
All right. So we see Dragon versus Blood here. Both players, decent draw.
Yeah, pretty good for Shadowverse. He's got 2 into 3. Got the Dark Feast Bat just in case.
Yeah, Mia's got plenty of Felines in the early game. As I said, Dragon always gets 3 Felines.
Always gets the 3 Felines. Mia can honestly just get rid of 1 in the Poseidon, keep the 1.
The answer is no.
Yeah, to what?
To Feline throwing it away.
Did you keep both Felines?
Always.
All
I
right.
would keep 3 Felines in my opening hand.
Really?
Card is bonkos.
Really? It's a good
All
card.
Right. card is Bonk Kneesy.
Bonk Kneesy.
That's right. You like that word?
I'm gonna digest that word.
Good.
Here in the next 5 minutes or so.
That's a weird way to say you're gonna do something with my word.
I'll come back to you in a little bit. It has to sit with me for a while. Bonk.
Okay.
Kneesy. Okay. All right. We'll see.
All right. But does keep both Felines and enters Pure-Hearted Singer for the last card.
Very nice draw with Disciple of Lust there.
Yep. Actually, the best draw when you're going first.
Oh yeah.
As there's only 3 1-drops in the deck, being an aggro deck. There's no goblins in this deck.
No goblins.
No goblins.
Don't really need them.
No. I like that goblin is always an option, though. You know, you can always just throw some goblins in your deck.
Or just have a nice 1-cost 1/2. Yeah. It's pretty good value there.
Yeah. Shadow Shadowverse starting out with a very nice set of cards here. Scorpius and Disciple means 2 self-damaging effects every single turn for a while.
Burning flames will freeze.
Scorpius can deal with this Feline really nicely.
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
Yeah. There's an upside to Scorpius. It's got Bane.
Oh, yeah.
And it self-damages.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can just kill it.
Or you can, just kill it with...
Just kill it with the Evil Eye Demon.
I mean, I kind of like... Oh, I kind of like Pure-Hearted Singer trading with the Scorpius.
Yeah. I kind of like Singer, too. This is more damage, though.
It is more damage.
This keeps the Bane away from the White Frost so that you can kill a bigger follower.
That's true. That is true. Turn 3.
Yeah, this is an awkward start here from Mia. I think the best play is the White Frost, the Disciple, right now. I know it feels weird, but it's the only way to take off damage. I've been saying that a lot with these matches. I know these plays feel weird, but I think it's what you got to do. But no, more damage just left in play. This Dark Feast bat is getting ticked up immensely fast.
Yes, it is. Yes, yes, yes. Especially with that Restless Parish in hand. Shadette can get even more draw, comes into a Floros.
Yep, not waiting on the Restless Parish anymore. Now trading with the Singer. Says, you know what? Don't care about that White Frost anymore. We're getting the Evo turns. But Feline can come down, clear up a lot of this board, if not all of it.
I can ping off the Scorpius straight into the Disciple.
Yeah, but just a quick update that Dark Feast Bat is at 7 already.
On turn 4.
Yeah, that means Valnorix off the top, very potent.
Oh, yes.
Burning flames will freeze.
Valnorix on turn 5 activated.
That card's crazy.
The card is insanely good. Yep.
Yeah. We haven't even been seeing a lot of it in the last couple of games. We definitely saw it punch through today.
Definitely saw it today. Oh, yes. Making its mark for sure.
Again, I think you have to clear a board here. If you go for a ward or something, it can just get blown past. Again, feels weird to use White Frost on a 1/1, but just do it. Looks like it's going to get done here. You can wipe it off the board. Okay, and now Shadow Shadette's in a position of needing to come back, or at least dealing enough damage for this Dark Feast Bat to be lethal.
Okay, in the hand for Shadette, he's got Vera Evolve this turn.
Yep, Vera Evolve. Snarling Chains is not a bad idea. It's a good tempo push.
That or Scorpius. So Vera's not going to take any damage anyway.
That's true.
It's so cold.
Absolutely true. That's right. Prevents 2 damage from every source.
Yep.
And all damage to your face.
For the next turn, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Kind of forces your opponent, well, if I just leave it up for this turn, am I really missing out that much? Going to take 4 damage next turn.
Yeah, this is a season of 2-drop legendaries.
Oh, yeah.
They all feel good.
Oh, yeah. Started with Feline, man.
It's true.
The one that started it all.
Vera showed up and was like, I'm pretty good. We're like, yeah. Yeah, you're pretty good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
I'm still dreading Wings of Lust. Just like keep that in maintenance for like another 3 months.
Let us get used to this deck first, please.
I'm yeah, horrified of that card.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Side Games they knew this. They were like, you know what? We're gonna give you a little break. We're gonna be like, Blood's fine. You can beat it.
It was intended.
Then they're just gonna release Wings of Lust without telling anybody.
Just open the flood without no announcements on the website.
No announcements, nothing. And then a player's gonna just walk into a ladder game like, oh, I've played against Blood. I've tuned my deck against this, and then they're gonna get Wings of Lust.
Disciple, Wings of Lust.
And they're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah.
Why did I decide to do this? Dealing with both threats here, drawing some cards. I don't know how this interaction works. I'm pretty sure Bane kills us if you don't draw a card. Yep.
Ooh, interesting. Yep.
But feels like that's the best option. Can't blame me at all. Clear off the board.
Yep, pretty good.
Your opponent's dealt a ton of self-damage. Cannot allow any more damage to face if you can help it.
Let me weave you a lie.
Great turn here. Just fill up the board. Floros is in effect. I don't think you pre-evolve the Floros. Serpent Lust is fine. Just getting more defense on board.
Yeah, interesting choice.
Yeah.
We've seen with the pre-evolve from Shadow Shadowverse twice with the Servant here.
With the Floros, yeah.
Yeah, with Floros specifically. I'm not sure what this is trying to play around. There's obviously a play, right? Maybe a Galmu play. It's the only thing I can think of. It does make sense. I mean, it does play around Galmu, right? You play Galmu, you evolve it, and then you rend the 5-3. Fine. If you evolve it, you can't really attack it into anything.
Yeah, you can't rend the 6-4 and then the 3 damage on the Floros. Okay.
Decent play. Runs right into Roy, though.
Yeah.
Roy says, howdy doody. That's a X4 and an X3. You can deal with those. But both players out of Evos. But slight advantage goes to Dragon in that case because of Galmu specifically for Evo points there.
Absolutely. Still ticking down that Azita Haka. Dark Feast Bat is in the hand for Shadowverse. Don't think you need it just yet. Blood Pact, just getting more cards. Trying to find that second bat is very important because that will be the lethal setup over a few turns there.
Yep. Without it, this is looking pretty rough right now for Shadow Shadowverse. Galmu is going to come down, and actually, it's still not that great. Floros is still big enough to take it out.
Yeah.
There's no way to actually take out the Floros easily with Galmu. There's no plink damage in Mia's hand.
Honestly, Azita Haka face.
Whoa. Calm down.
Yeah, that'll
Calm
be
down.
If Shadowverse has bat, which Mia could be thinking that,
down.
then that's just lethal, yeah.
And you know I'm a fan of Azita Haka face.
No, I know.
But in this situation,
maybe Azita Haka traded in the Floros.
That is more plausible.
A little bit more palatable, yeah.
Yeah, I can handle that one. I think honestly just Roy into a Dragon Strife Blade, into ramp, into other things. Probably start off with some ramp, draw a card, and then Roy down on the play. Nope, it will be Azita Haka. Is Mia gonna go face here? No
He's
way,
not
right?
gonna go face.
Okay.
No way.
I'm a crazy person, okay?
I'm a crazy person too, man. But
that would have been a crazy person play.
That would have been like, heads up, I'm taking the bet right here, right now. You don't have Dark Beast Bat.
There
But
it
Shadow
is.
Shadowverse does draw into the second one.
There it is. So endgame does need to get started here for Mia. And one Azita Haka is down. Still 2 left, though. But is there time enough to play both is the question.
So Mia, I feel like this turn now can Azita Haka for face.
But the problem is there's no Evo points to get the next Azita Haka to 9 play points. So the curve's a little awkward in that way.
That is true.
So if you play Poseidon and you keep your 5-drop and then you play Azita Haka, that's still not lethal over 2 turns. I don't know if there's a way to win now.
Oh, man. You might be right.
Hold on. Galmu. You get 3 damage in now. Shadow Shadowverse already is clapping.
Yeah. He knows
something.
The bat's at 11.
Bat's at 11.
With Gift of Bloodkin. That'll be it.
Jeez. Blood's good.
Blood is quite good.
That's so close. This game. The wire. Maybe, you know what? Maybe Azita Haka is the crazy person play, but maybe you have to make it. Maybe there's no choice.
Maybe there's no choice.
Maybe
I don't think there was a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously Shadow Shadowverse did have the Dark Feast Bat, but...
Right. Okay, folks, this is it. Dragon v. Dragon for all the marbles.
Game 3, it comes down to Prime Dragon Keeper versus Prime Dragon Keeper.
Not Blood vs. Blood.
Not Blood vs. Blood.
Dragon.
Dragon. That's
right. The best class.
Easy there, bub.
I say without any Aldos leader of my own.
Yeah, you're not even a true believer, man.
I'm a believer. He just deserted me.
Clearly not, because he doesn't believe in you.
Well, clearly so, because he deserted me. Yeah, that's weird, man. Start digesting some more of my words, okay? We're getting into this final game. Dragon v. Dragon, Mia versus Shadow Shadowverse. Let's see who can take it down. Again, Shadow Shadowverse did reset the bracket 1-2-0, but Mia not giving up lightly. taking it all the way to Game 3 here in the final match.
Mia certainly putting up a fight. Game 3, we're here. Aldos versus Aldos. The winner of this game of Shadowverse will get a free trip to Los Angeles for a few days to play in the Contenders Cup. That cannot be understated.
Not only that, guys, remember, this will be happening next year as well. Wildcard tournaments, if you did not participate, open tournaments for your region, play in them, get a shot.
Absolutely.
All right, so both players opening with a disdain, a disciple in the hand for Mia. I really like the opener here for Mia, but no ramp. Shadow Shadette, again, we've talked about this, has the Oracle, aka better Dragoncraft player.
Better Dragoncraft player.
That's how it works.
With the 2 spell in your hand, yeah, I like it. Yep. It's undeniable.
It's undeniable. I like the play here. This is basically stating you're not going to have a removal spell for this, because Dragon doesn't really play those anymore outside of Disdainful Rending.
Yeah, Blazing Breath, not really a thing in these decks anymore. So Shadette probably just Roy for ramp. Yep. You've started ramping. I mean, your opponent doesn't have it.
I think Dragon Strife Blade. If this is my final game, I'm taking 0 chances. I'll let my opponent ramp, and I'll just have removal for all of their followers.
Okay, fair enough.
Especially in the PDK mirror, because PDK is so important to take care of. But now some free card draw for Mia, unless Mia wants to go for the Roy himself.
He could.
I don't like this trade.
Disciple on the Servant.
This hover over thing is
weird,
yeah,
it's nerve-wracking, man.
I think I almost like drawing a card first or double drawing with Disciple, and then if I don't draw anything else, just trade.
I guess he wasn't going to trade anyway. He's thinking about the Roy if he wants to try to get his own Dragon Strife Blade.
Yeah, looks like it. If you get the opportunity to disdain and Disciple, I don't know, though. I usually always take that.
It's 2 cards, man.
It's 2 cards.
2 cards right off the top is pretty good.
Rescuing people's a hobby of mine.
Possibly has it for later, though, but I think Shadette is going to trade into that. He's going to trade into the Servant.
Yeah, going for ramp here as well, not trading. I feel right now, again, just Mia's lack of understanding in this mirror matchup is going to come back to bite him. One person has more removal.
That's it for now.
Generally in these mirrors, I mean, yes, ramp is something. You know, material on the board is something as well. But
draw is pretty important too. I mean, yeah, Mia has Ayala into Disciple of Disdain that turn, but he just chose to go for the ramp and Ayala, so going for double ramp.
If you're going for ramp, you go for ramp, right? This is the plan. Get out my Prime Dragon Keeper first, get to the board, win that way.
Did you like it?
We'll see if it works out. See if it works out for Mia. I don't know. I'm kind of liking Shadow Shadette's chances. Yeah, Mia's ramped just a little bit more, but
again, Shadow Shadette gets to play the second Prime Dragon Keeper.
Exactly.
Gets the options to do what he wants.
The option to play the second Dragon.
Sure.
We don't know. We don't know what Mia is gonna play the. He's gonna play on his turn 7.
I mean, if not Prime Dragon Keeper, why are you trying to get the Dragon Life Braid?
Yeah.
Dragon Life Braid. Blade. Blah. Blah. Words.
This is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Prime Dragon Keeper, Disciple of Disdain. Waters of the Orca.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to play with the Prime Dragon Keeper this turn. You could also just Waters of the Orca. Waters of the Orca feels really lackluster this turn, though. I mean, you ramped. This is Prime Dragon Keeper time.
It's Prime Dragon Keeper time, man. Maybe Mia was hoping for just something a little bit better, but this is what you got. Prime Dragon Keeper.
I mean, I can see saving Prime Dragon Keeper because you have 2 Waters of the Orca now. So maybe the first Waters of the Orca, and you feel bad Evo into the 4/4. But no, okay, gonna go for Roy here. Similar outcome.
Yep.
Maybe just wants to destroy the Ayala without using an Evo point here.
Or keep the Dragon Strife Blade for for Shadette's own
See?
Ayala.
It's tough.
Gosh darn it.
But yeah, this is rough. Yeah, using the Dragon Strife Blade here means that it won't be around for the Prime Dragon Keeper.
All that just to save an Evo.
And Disciple coming down now to cycle.
And now Feline can get a great trade. Okay, no, he's still gonna evolve the Roy. But that was Dragon Strife Blade and an Evo Orb used to clear off that board. I don't like that play.
A lot of resources used.
Yeah.
And now just now basically going all in on Waters of the Orca and the Prime Dragon Keeper. All the Disciples gone now into Galmu.
Shadow Shadowverse has a great Poseidon evolve turn right now, or Galmu. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
I don't think you can pass that up. That's just too good.
It's too good.
Yeah, your Galmu doesn't do any face damage, but come on.
Don't need to use an Evo Orb, clears board. And now what does Mia have?
I mean,
Has a
now
Galmu of his own?
if you play Prime Dragon Keeper or Galmu into this, it's bad. It's bad news.
The flames are like a
Oh my
god
goodness.
omnipotent.
I mean, yeah, you clear, but
At what cost?
At what cost?
Care to touch?
Oh, it goes first before any place.
Oh, the effect destroys.
Oh, never
Galmu.
mind.
Interesting.
Okay, Mia's smarter than me. It's not hard these days.
Really favorable interaction there, yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
The flames
okay,
are
Prime
like a
Dragon Keeper.
god
So
yeah, great
omnipotent.
second
play.
Prime Dragon Keeper in play. Again, I think this is the advantageous spot to be in.
Care to touch?
Ooh, gets the ping on the PDK, so Feline evolve.
Yep.
1 damage ping can take that off nice and easy.
Seems fine.
Prepare your soul.
Seems fine indeed.
Never wake again.
Strike one's
Never.
mother.
And Mia has the removal for this. Has Disdainful Rending.
Burning flames.
Also has
will
Galmu.
freeze.
A lot of ways to deal with this.
So the resources are starting to tick down, and in that race, just looking at the hands, I feel like Shadow Shadowverse comes out ahead. He has the Poseidon, he has the Azidaka, he
It's
has
true.
2 White Frost Whispers, and we're getting to that point in the game where
It's
it's
true, but
absolutely
Galmu is
important.
pretty strong here. There's not a clean answer back outside. I mean, I guess White Frost is a pretty clean answer back. I don't know. Then you can just play Poseidon alongside of it. Yeah, it's not bad.
American White Frost Whisper.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a good card. Yeah, Feline's good. Okay. Puts good cards in your hands.
That is very true. Now, Mia still has an Evolution Orb available to him. Doesn't need to use it this turn.
No.
Unfortunately, no Azirahakas in hand to reduce the cost of them with this Galmu or his last Evo Orb.
Strike one's mother.
Now the question is, do you play Feline here? Or no, use the Rending. Okay.
Or damage face, yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I think this is White Frost Azirahaka time.
I think you're right.
I don't think there's another play. I mean, the way that Shadow Shadowverse's been playing, it's probably White Frost Poseidon time. It seems a little safer actually with an Evo point. Yeah, I think I like this.
Feline, yeah, could take down the Azirahaka.
This is good.
Very good.
All right, this is the end game, like you said. Poseidon into Azirahaka, a little bit stronger than what Mia has. Okay, that's something.
That's something, but those odd defense totals on Poseidon and Poseidon's guards are very inconvenient, not to mention there's only so Prime Dragon Keeper, Waters of the Orca, that's 3 followers, that's only 6 damage. It's not good enough.
I think you PDK into Feline, and then you can kill the Poseidon. You can take down at least one of the guards, and you set up for a really nice Waters of the Orca turn.
That's definitely the best play, but I mean, it's again like,
what else can you do?
What else can you do?
You just hope to draw something else with Pyramid Singer?
Yeah, no, I mean, no. You have to PDK. You have to, but that's just the clock ticking down for you.
Yeah, I don't see any other play here. I mean, I guess you could just Feline and pass, but that seems even worse.
Now you got to PDK.
The flames are like a
Close
god
game.
omnipotent.
This is a nail biter, man.
Yeah, Mia's ahead on defense. Shadow Shadowverse has the Azirahaka in hand.
Care to touch?
Okay, so it doesn't even necessarily need to evolve the Feline anymore. Really good hit.
That was a really good hit.
I don't mind the evolve on the Feline to take down the guard, though.
Just one more ward gun. You're gonna have to. You need to get rid of those wards anyway when you start drawing into your Azirahakas, and you need them gone.
But yeah, not playing the Waters of the Orca. I think you have to just wait on it.
No, you got to keep it. That's your only.
Is he not gonna Evo? No Evo.
No Evo.
All right, so leaving the guards. Okay. There's an end game.
There's an end game.
It's not a full end game, right? It's not 100%, but this is a pretty good turn.
Yeah.
Clears the board, draws a card, deals some damage, sets up the end game. Galmu, so good. Okay, here we go. Mia needs some really prime top decks.
What could it be? I mean, what could be?
Galmu would be pretty good here.
Galmu would be nice. That would just activate Shadow Shadet's Galmu. Poseidon is very nice. That might just be the only thing in his deck that would have helped him.
Poseidon is not that good, though. Galmu on Shadow Shadet's side of the board is just killer into those
sticking
guards.
around. Oh, yeah, it's absolutely killer. This is swinging heavily in favor of Shadow Shadet.
Yeah,
it could be it.
I don't know if there's an end game here for Mia. Oh my goodness. Neither playing Force of the Dragon Newt either. You know, it's a card I like. Not a lot of other people like it.
Force the Dragon Newt.
To be honest, it's not amazing here. It doesn't clear the Galmu.
And it's not that useful in most of the other matchups. Obviously, like, it was kept for Forest Craft.
It's good in blood.
Back in last season. It's pretty good in blood.
A lot of situations where they have a lot of X1s left over.
Yeah. Yeah. Floros has 3. Vera evolved. Puppy there. I mean, it's okay. It's
Calm
okay.
yourself. Calm yourself. So it looks like Poseidon is the play. Evo on the ward. I like this Evo. Go for another ward.
Just so that, yeah, Poseidon's guard isn't
Just
giving
food
too
for
much
Galmu.
value over to Galmu. I mean, yeah, Mia can still, or Shadow Shadet can still utilize that, but.
All right, let's see what Shadow Shadet can put together this turn.
So a trade in with the Galmu onto the 1/3 maybe.
You can Whisper a ward. You can Roy a ward, and then you have 7, 8 damage to face. That's not lethal. You can.
So you can Whisper the 3/4.
Or Roy it, either way.
Trade in. No, yeah, you Whisper the Roy. Whisper the ward.
There we go.
Trade in with the Servant and your guard, and then you have Galmu and Azzy Dahaka. That's game. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not game.
I guess the extra 3 damage there. And 6/9, yeah.
He's 1 away. But he can well with now that he didn't trade with the with any of his followers, he can't actually kill the Poseidon. But getting his opponent to 1's pretty strong.
And he still has a ward, so he's not dead to an Azzy Dahaka off the top.
That's true. Okay, so playing it a little sketchy there. Could have wiped out the Poseidon and had a clear outlet to victory here.
I think he knows that the card in Mia's hand is not an Azzy Dahaka.
Well,
it could have been. I mean, it seemed like that was the bet that he made. Otherwise, it would have come down earlier, even then.
But I still don't think there's a way.
Or the other card left. Okay, so that was obviously great draw there. That's really good.
But if you play that, then the Galmu goes off and you lose immediately.
Yep. I think that's it for Shadet.
I think
he knows.
Shadow Shadet is the champion of the wildcard tournament, earning the last slot in the Contenders Cup for 2018.
Well done, my friend. He knows it. He's made it.
That
Feel good, my friend.
It.
Very well played throughout this whole day. We're going to have an interview. Going to get you on the line here in just a minute to hear your thoughts about things, but you look very happy, my friend. You've earned it.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. What a match that was. Came all the way through the losers bracket. Started the day in the losers bracket. Started the broadcast in the losers bracket. Worked all his way up. Didn't lose a game after that.
That's what happens when you play well, when you know your matchups against players that might be a little inexperienced, maybe a little bit the pressure's getting too much for them, things like that. You kind of just push and lean, and you just make sure you make positive, good plays, and you don't stop.
And he made good choices with the decks beforehand. Did his homework with the few days that all the players had.
Absolutely.
Dark Feast, PDK,
good
great
decks.
options, and I like that. We'll get into this just a minute. You know, I want to hear what Shadow Shadet's thinking. You know, in a minute when we get to the interview. But Pan America winner, one with Sword and Dark Feast, PDK and Dark Feast, and then SEAO, one with Mysterious. So like, there's room for other decks to kind of come up.
There's so much room in this format to be going forward, right? This is the first weekend of tournaments. This is a lot of untested decks, a lot of things that people are just throwing into each other right now, but with a game plan in mind.
Yep. So we got Shadow Shadet on the line. Shadet, my friend, you've won it. You've made it. You're invited. You've won the invitation to the Contenders Cup. How does that feel? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm basically like speechless, like tears of joy and things. Like entire year was worth it. Like finally, I made double playoffs. I made top 16 DreamHack, but I never won anything. So right now, I just won the tournament. It was worth the most. So, this is an amazing feeling.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, we actually were talking about it. You've been working so hard this entire year to try to get there. You've been fighting. You're one of the best players in Europe that didn't get a chance. I mean, everything coming to fruition now in this tournament, finally winning this for you. Any words out there for your fans, for your family, for your friends, anything that you have in you to say?
Well, basically, thanks for cheering for me. Well, after so many disappointments that were piling over and over, so each failed tournament, I finally delivered. So yeah, you can be proud of me.
Perfect, perfect.
All right, very nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Shadow Shadowverse. Again, congratulations. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks for the Contenders Cup. Congratulations again, and good luck for the rest of the season. We'll see you soon.
So I'll be seeing Shadow Shadowverse in the studio in just 2 weeks. Everybody's going to be here in 2 weeks.
These winners are so emotional. I don't want to keep them on and they need to go wash away their
Oh yeah. So yeah, the players. I mean, we've got the 8 for Pan America. We've got the 8 for Euro. Shadow Shadowverse joining the ranks. We're here.
We've got our 16 players. We've got players already decided for SEAO. Now it's about who's going to make it to the World Grand Prix. That's the next step. Contenders Cup will decide. Top 3 from Pan America, top 3 from Europe, 1 player from SEO, all being sent out to Japan to go play for that top prize of $1 million.
That's right. The format for the Contenders Cup, at least for Pan America and Europe, double elimination bracket, 3-deck, no ban. Just like the way we do it in the regional finals, except every game is 3-deck, no ban. So a lot more preparation has to happen for these players in the next 2 weeks.
They have to build an extra deck, and they have to build with ban strategies in mind. So it means completely different framework for what's going on.
Oh, yeah, completely different
Everybody can ban blood if they want to.
Sure.
Or they can play to beat it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It completely changes the game around.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So I hope you guys enjoyed this weekend, everybody. I mean, this was fantastic. We got to see what the format looks like. We got to see blood in action, obviously. But, of course, stay tuned for future broadcasts.
Absolutely, yeah. I hope you've enjoyed Chronogenesis, Dawnbreak Night Edge, Brigade of the Sky. Next broadcast is going to be 2 weeks. October 13th at 10 a.m. PDT. We'll be watching the PAM Contenders Cup just on that Saturday. In 1 day, we'll be getting through the whole bracket. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a great day. We'll see you there.
That's right. And remember, guys, keep tuned, right? There's community events going on in the meantime. We've got the Contenders Cup going on, which you're not going to want to miss. And then we've got the World Grand Prix at the end of the year. A lot of exciting stuff happening. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the future of Shadowverse for the rest of this year and beyond. We do this for you guys, the community. We like you. We love you. Bon voyage.